Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Thursday evening. It's April 17th, 2025. We are exactly 1 week away from the launch of Elevation. You probably know that. You've probably been thinking about that a fair bit, huh? That's pretty hype, isn't it? How's everyone doing? Shout out in the chat for daily casts. Definitely was watching that. I was not in the chat. I was setting some stuff up. That was good to listen. So we just started when that thing ended, and now we're all here together. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you've been enjoying some daily casts. For those who don't know, I've been plugging a heck of a lot. It's been a lot of fun. We got maybe another like 5 or 6 days of it, but it is on Isanganesi, and it is a live stream every night at 8 Eastern, in which people join Jeffrey to talk about some upcoming cards, and it's been really nice. Tonight's wrapped up. There's a couple spoilers cards today. Hopefully everyone's been enjoying it. Seems like it's still live. We could watch it if we wanted. Jeff is the best. Jai, how's it going? Even through you to all professional like, Jeff was like, I've known that Andre is deep in his stream. Not, bud, I'm gonna listen to your thing. I'm not gonna start right away. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Let me catch up at the top. Andre's well into his stream. My face won. Daria, are we gonna play your deck list of the week today? There's no way of knowing. Will we skip a third time in a row? How does this keep happening? How many times are we gonna see that Charlotte animation? Honestly, maybe not even once more. That might be it. Mind you, we have spoilers here on Monday. Hopefully Monday morning things will be up. Mind you, Monday there's a bunch of other content creators who have their community spoilers up. Shout out to Neon Static and Barem Wu. Those will be, I imagine, a bit later. We'll do ours in the morning. And if that's the case, we might have a new animation as soon as Tuesday. Maybe for Tuesday, we'll just let Charlotte hang out for one last day before Elevation comes out. I think that might be fair. Nato, Daily Cast straight into Grid. What a time. Hopefully you're doing well. Hey, Eric, look at this guy waiting for Daily Cast to finish. So nice. How you been? You excited for some Monday? Hey, Nika, I think it might be the last time we see Charlotte. One more time for sure. We'll do one more time on Tuesday. It's still technically Rebellion without rehearsal. Shiny new animation would be something. How's it going, Neural Shock? Nika, back-to-back streams. Hey, Leafar, how's it going? Made it to stream live. Welcome. Joel, Dan, Steven, how y'all doing? It's so nice hearing from so many different folks in the community. It really is. It's like one of my favorite things about daily casts. Like, if I've seen the spoilers, hearing other people's opinions, that's one thing. But then to get a bunch of people to hear like their opinions, you know, their perspectives, especially because like, you know, everyone has their own community of people they talk to consistently. Hearing from somebody else is great. There's a lot of people in Netrunner world. It's good to hear them. There are people, right? Patrick J. Sklar. Hey, I was on one of those. It was a good one too. They've all been good though. Thursday stream, Tron. Hopefully you're well. Getaway animation? I don't know. I found out what the card is called. That's fun. That's a good surprise. Turns out it's a good card too. Great. Imagine you spending all that time animating a card and it's bad. That would suck. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I was surprised he hadn't started. Jeff, mutual respect, my dude. Good stuff on the daily casts. Hey, Antoine, how you doing? Jeff, your would you rather answers were so on point in the ShadowNet. I tuned into the daily cast yesterday a bit late, not realizing that it was technically a ShadowNet. I also was like, where's the ShadowNet episode? I was like refreshing Spotify and it wasn't coming up. And then obviously everything came together and I was like, why are they swearing so much on this daily cast? And it was perfect. And like, for what it's worth, the preparation to get these like would you rather questions to corner Jeff and make him really uncomfortable and then could get good laughs out of Jeff was like really, really appreciated. I think it was good. Let's talk more blank Ogg. We're going to be playing some Netrunner today. I've convinced myself, Ian. I think we'll play some Netrunner. We might fire our last Rashida. Who knows how it goes? There's definitely something we have to do. So just off the top, how scoops work, how community spoilers work. Community spoilers are sacred. Today, there's a whole bunch of community spoilers. Can I name them off the top of the dome? Today, QTM, the Surveyor, the AMS one, which we're going to do together. I haven't actually done it. That's what we're going to do today. I think those are today. Yesterday was like Rapanui's blog, ShadowNet, and I feel like I'm missing one. Shit, I shouldn't have done this live. That was a bad mistake. But generally for community spoilers, we're not going to pull up the cards. We're not going to talk about, we can talk about the cards casually, but like, if you want to come to the Metropole Grid to see what other people's spoilers are, no, go to them, go to their place, go to their blogs, go read out their spaces, hang out in like community places and talk about it. We'll talk about it, but I'm not going to show you the card. So you have to do the legwork yourself. I highly recommend to go get involved with other people's stuff. We'll be back talking about all the spoilers proper on Thursday. And I do want to say once again off the top, come Thursday morning on the launch of Elevation Day, Pat and I will be here playing in person in paper, which I'm so stoked for. Pat took the day off. We'll be here for the whole day hanging out. That was a lot of fun. It really was. The ShadowNet Daily Cast crossover was intensely enjoyable. It was really quite good. I was up until 3 a.m. catching up with my review backlog. I've been reading them, Jai. They've been really fun. The Would You Rathers were really fun. Unless she puts on some kind of obscuring facial covering. What, Pat? Charlotte? I heard that the daily cast stream tomorrow going to be pretty hype. Toronto, you on tomorrow? Were you? Yeah, I guess you could be. I thought I heard of Toronto already. I didn't. I was thinking of Eternal Super League. I heard Toronto on the radio recently. I guess that's why. Keeps winning stuff. Jeff losing it to the Would You Rather is so funny. Being cornered about actually saying double-sided Swiss could be better was so funny. It's legitimately so funny. And then taking the honorable, okay, nobody could play Shaper and Wayland. That's the honorable choice. Hey, good evening, Andre. I'm so excited for Continentals. Dan, hey, heck yeah. Hopefully that means you're making it up. I'm pretty sure it's like PAX coming up real soon, Dan. I think that's what I heard from you. If that's the case, good luck with running some stuff. If that's what you're doing, that's usually what you're doing. The Shaper console was forgettable. I think the Shaper console looks really fun. I think the art is fantastic. But it does look really fun. It's exactly the sort of thing you need for Dewey to make any sense, which is good. Like, man, cards without context. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, it's so hard to make the new cards, the new identities feel exciting and do anything until you start seeing things like, oh, here's the console, here's a payoff card. Like, show me the context. And it's the thing that frustrates me, but it's fine. We're seeing the context. It's like, wait a week, you'll be fine. Long as there aren't private Facebook group spoilers again. Were there at one point? Nice, how's it going? Plays the Hosper game, incredibly well made. Highlight of every spoilers week or spoilers month, whatever, to me is always the stuff that like AMS, and I also want to shout out Hardman do behind the scenes with their like AR adventures and their like, you know, choose your own adventure stories. So once I cat up on chat, we're diving straight in to this is called the Graveyard of Kota Kalimantan. I know what spoiler comes from this, but I haven't gone on the adventure myself. I put it aside for the whole day. So we're gonna go do this again. Do this together. I'll put the link in chat. It's hasara.run. I believe this was made by AMS. I don't have a lot of other context about this, but I think we'll figure it out together on the way. If anybody knows more that wants to shout it out, obviously don't spoil this because we're going to do it together. But from everyone who's done this, I've heard that it's fantastic. And every year AMS does just absolutely mind-blowing stuff. Ask Jai what he thinks of Scatterfield. Oh no. Or oh yes. What does Jai think of Scatterfield? This could go any way. This could go either way. We were yesterday, and thank you for now reposting people's scoop seconds after they revealed. Zen, how's it going? Yeah, that was fun to watch yesterday, also with Pat too. I feel like that's happening on Reddit, which is kind of annoying. Is like some folks are just posting the images on Reddit, and then like in the comments they'll like put a link to people's content. I'm like, don't do that. That's kind of shitty. Like, wait for them to post it. Why are you doing that? And then the post should be the content, not the images. And then the images should be in the thing. I'm upset about that. Every time that it's spoiler season, I go into Reddit and I make a thread that has all the proper formatting and I link to an Imager album. And I swear to God, if I post my stuff on Monday morning and someone just snipes it on Reddit, I'm going to be upset. Not that I hang out on Reddit anymore, but yeah, not great. PAX East May 8th, we have a booth going to be giving away so many of the new demo decks. Oh, heck yeah. I know that you said that there was the new playmats that are, or like the new exclusives. I forget, the Aquaceres crew, I believe you said was the exclusive. I think I saw it. Lots of runner cards yet to come. XEG, how's it going? Hopefully you're well. Shaper and Wayland are both the same faction because they're both green. The Shaper console, still room for 2 consoles, maybe. I don't know anymore. It looks like the demo decks will be there. The much anticipated sequel to Rebellion without rehearsal, spoilers without context. Sick. This is going to be good. I'm excited for this. This was so cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. This game is so cool. I wish I wasn't buried in such a busy week, but I'll try to circle back to it in a while it's still up. I imagine it might be up for a while, so no stress. I'll pop back in later. Yeah, Kat, I guess we'll see you later because we're going to do it. Imagine if you want to do this on your own, pop out for a bit. Maybe we can do it together. I don't know exactly what it entails. It says not to do it on mobile, so we're locked in. I also figured out why the screen was flickering. Figured that out, so we don't have that problem anymore, which is good. Hey, Ren. This is easily the best scoop I've ever seen in any scoop season. We've had some really good scoops classically. Shout out to all the digital stuff that AMS has been doing classically. I remember Shoeflower made a really good crossword. Gordian Blade, like there's just always some really fun stuff. You're gonna love it. Oh, hey Roar, sick. I've heard Arkham. People have mentioned Arkham a fair bit, so I'm excited to get this. It's incredibly targeted at you specifically. I've got the bad ending and the canon ending. Okay, I didn't know there's multiple endings. I don't know if I said hi, Sanjay. Scatterfield dropped when I was on the way back from work and I almost lost my shit on the bus. Still can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Jai. You left it really open. The real problem there is interfacing with Reddit. Crore, I know. I probably shouldn't, but like, I feel like abandoning that community just allows it to be the thing that I don't want it to be. So I want to show up and be like, hey, look, and then just like not hang out in that space. I don't know. I feel like fully walking away just means it can become whatever it wants. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Netrunner Reddit is too busy getting scared by pronouns. That's what I mean. It's like, obviously there's a lot of stuff going on there that I don't like. Like I shouldn't, like that should be obvious, but I feel like just entirely walking away means that it'll slide into the worst possibility. Just the way that entropy works, I guess. Commenters on Reddit were saying they need to see the images posted right away because they don't want to listen to a podcast. Just wait like 3 days. Well, I think people want to see the images right away. Don't make me agree with Reddit, Pat. It's bad. It's a bad look. What do you think about the Scatterfield and Banhar World? I mean, I support getting people to click on the actual scoops, but the account walled stuff is annoying. Too many social media accounts required and stuff every year. No, I get that. Like but that's the thing is like, I want the scoops. Okay, look, I'm not going to crap on people for doing their scoops in a way that's harder to get at. Like we're going to play a game to get a scoop. Like I think this is sick, obviously. But when I do my spoilers, I make sure that you don't have to watch the video if you don't want to. Like I want to make it as accessible as possible. And I think people appreciate that. But like, I don't think that's the reason I'm complaining exactly. People stop spoiling it for him. It's okay. Jai was raving in all caps to his team. Totally lost his mind. Okay, great. Andre's talking about Reddit the way I talk about the US. Yeah, I guess there is some good parallels there, right? You can't just, well, I'm not going in there, but you know what I mean? You can't just let it get worse. Ham's game is incredibly cool. Okay, Kevin, we're diving in. How you doing? Hey, Gyro. All power to you for sticking with Reddit or whatever, but you're just causing yourself pain yelling to the void that's already existing there. I'm just going to put a well-formatted post and I'm going to be polite and I'm going to walk away and I hope it sets an example. That's all I want to do. I'm not going to change Reddit. I'm not going to get in a fight with Reddit, but that's all I want to do. Be like, hey, look, there's some cool Netrunner stuff. Bye now. I was going to post nice pics of our scoops, but like someone else broadcast even higher res images than we had while we were still live. So yeah, that's what I've been saying, Zen. I think that kind of sucks. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen to me too. All my homies hate Reddit. Okay. Yeah, well, not very defensible take on my side, it seems. I think we'll just go play a little game here. Notice this game uses local storage to automatically save your progress. You can delete all local data at any time in the options menu. Very cool. If you encounter any issues while playing, you can refresh the page to reload the game, which may solve the problem. Accept. Content warnings, all right? Chat, lock in. This game has content warnings which can be viewed before or during the game in the About section. All right. As someone responsibly streaming, I think we'll take a little peek at those before we get in because this could be a bit spooky. I'm just going to go to the options section for the sake of it. We're going to go to content warning. We're not going to hear the audio. Is that important, chat? Is it important I hear the audio? Because I'm not set up to hear the audio. How bad is that going to be from my experience? From like 1 being very bad, 10 to being like it doesn't matter. How bad is it? Oh, in the About section. Thank you. Mild horror themes, unreality, madness and obsession, captivity, hand-drawn depictions of rats, snakes, and bugs, including a spider. Cat? Maybe pop out for a bit. Audio's cute, but as far as I know, not necessary. Okay. I was disappointed to see the pronoun post up on the Netrunner Reddit. Yeah, Benjamin, that's just kind of par for the course over there. We don't go to Ravenholm or any of that sort of stuff. It's just like, that's just kind of how it's been there. I mean, everybody needs a place, even if they, yeah. Audio's well done, but not necessary. Okay, so we're not going to get the best thing of it. Again, I'm not defending Reddit. It's a really shitty place. The things that are happening there are abhorrent. I want to be very clear. Okay, let's go. Whoa. I can't be the catalyst? Oh my god, this is Arkham Horror. We got stats! We got stats! Wait, what the heck, Ams? What have you made here? Cyborg. Whenever you engage an enemy, you may install a card that's not provoke attack of opportunity. Oh, buckle up. We're in. I missed audio. Once per turn, spend a click, install a card from your hand, paying 2 credits less than discard a card. Oh my god. Okay. What are our stat lines? We got 3 Moon, 4 MU, 4 Data, 3 Link. I'm assuming, based off of a Baz's kind of vibe, that this might be like, which one is punching people? This has to be like Handshake. This is probably Punch. This is book reading nerd shit. And then this is, I couldn't tell you. Moon is Influence. I would think Link is Influence. Well, I'm gonna lock in as the criminal. I feel like we have to do it. I also like engaging enemies. Her claws racing down your back. Fetid breath upon your neck, her dreadful teeth sinking deep into your... Hey, wake up, it's time. It gets lonely, you know, being stuck in your pad with no one else to talk to. Plus the window of opportunity, get it? For this job is real narrow. I was worried you were going to sleep right through it. I'm Baz. That's right. Last week, we were pinged by someone calling themselves Shirley Haxon. They asked us to loot a server farm on the outskirts of town. Only they didn't call it a server farm, they called it a net graveyard. Went on and on about the net entity is too dangerous to be kept under corp control, but too precious to be purged. They're offering a particularly scrumptious bounty for one particular entity. Apparently we know her by her white dress, long dark hair, haunting beauty. Sounds like someone got a crush. Anyway, the money's good and the building's unguarded. What could go wrong? Yeah, this is a callback from last year. I'm not going to hit that. I do think that was part of last year's thing too. No, we're not going to just go to the scoop. Let's go see it. Shirley Jackson? I get the reference. Yeah. Splendid. Our benefactor left us with the keys, with the address. Begin. Oh my god, what is this? Let's get to work. This place isn't far from your apartment and moving is easy. Just click the move button and then select the location you want to move. This is Arkham. Ams, what have you done? This is incredible. Use the move button to move to the neighboring location. Okay, welcome to Arkham Horror. I'll put my camera there and hope it works. So we got 3 clicks on our turn. We're currently at the penthouse location. Has no shroud, no clues, and we need to move to the warehouse. So we're gonna hit the move button and then we're gonna hop over there. Oh, there's still screen flicker. I thought I fixed it. We're now currently here. This is incredible. Before we go in, let's make sure we're prepared. To do much, you'll need credits, i.e. money, and cards, i.e. cards. The simplest way to gain credits is to spend a click to gain one. Remember, you have 3 clicks to spend each turn. Yes. So it's telling us, tutorializing us that we want to gain a credit. We have no credits. We're going to need credits to play cards. The simplest way to draw cards is to spend a click to draw cards. Don't you agree? Yeah, little flower, we'll draw a card. Unsure gamble. Test 0 willpower. If successful, gain 4 credits. There is no card like this in Arkham, so we're going to have to figure out how good this one is. We don't know what the bag is. Loot the arrow. What is this? This is, I'll share the link in the chat. This was, Ames put this together. It has a spoiler in it. It seems to be some sort of Arkhamized Netrunner, and so far we're like 5 minutes in, and it's really cool. Act 1. 1 difficulty, or 1 agenda point. When your turn ends, send 1 data to advance the act to Fable. So we have to get 1 clue, which I think is a data. You can check the deck. Oh my, I don't want to read all of this, but this is incredible. There's Baz, are these Baz cards? Parries, evade if successful, download a data from this location. I don't think there's a card like that in Arkham. Gain 2 cards, draw a card, move. That's a good card. Okay. We're going to end our turn. All right, so we get our upkeep, which is 1 credit and 1 card. Your first turn, congratulations. You may have noticed, but at the end of each turn, you draw a card and gain a credit automatically. If you have more than 8 cards in hand at the end of the turn, you'll discard. These are strict up the Arkham rules, so if you know, you know. Let's make some more money. See the legally distinct gamble themed card in your hand? You can click it to play it. Unsure Gamble makes you perform a test. You succeed the failed test by a random token out of the chaos bag. Okay, we're using the same words now. Each test is performed against one of your skills. Influence, the power of your presence. MU, the quality of your rig. Strength is the bar, but wait, Baz is strong. Why do we have bad strength? Your physical and mental fortitude link your connection to the net. So here we're going to compare our stat, which is 4, to the bag test, which is 0, and then we pull a token and it'll modify our outcome. If we tie it or exceed it, we'll get the success trait. That's just how Arkham works. It seems to be how this works as well. When you perform a test, it will specify a skill and a target number. You then pick a random token, apply its modifier to your base skill level, and if it's equal or greater, you succeed. I'm telling you how the tutorial is going to be. Most tokens are just numbers like +1 to -3, but there's also some special tokens to watch out for. Very cool. There are credits for the artist. Okay, sick. So we're going to spend our first action to play Unsure Gamble. A chaos pool contains, okay, so it's pretty soft. 2 +1s is generous. There's no autofail or elder sign, but then there's 3 criminal skulls, a legally distinct criminal skull, a legally distinct anarch, and a legally distinct shaper emblem. Okay, if you're successful, you gain 4 credits. You may commit cards, and cards generally have icons, and if you commit them, you just get those icons. We're not going to commit cards. We're like up 4. All right, so 4 +1, because this is a +1. Yeah, our value is 5. 5 beats 0, so we succeed. We get 4 credits. Let's get inside. You have a key in your hand. You can install it by clicking it. Warehouse key. So as a click, after we install this to our rig, you can draw 2 cards, unlock the warehouse, remove this asset from the game. So second click will install this. Some assets grant you new abilities while installed. The key lets you into the warehouse. Third click will unlock the warehouse to draw 2 cards. We got Spike and Shiv, both Netrunner cards, and the warehouse got a lot bigger. So we have to end our turn here. We have a bunch of locations. Mind you can only move through connected locations, and luckily AIMS here has drawn the connections. And when you enter this, we'll flip it over and see what the actual text is. It probably will have data on it and shroud. This is incredible. In AHLCG, isn't a test against 0 not failable except for autofail? Yes, exactly. Yeah, you can't mess up a 0 unless you hit the autofail, because negative numbers get like rounded up. Let's go inside. Thank you, little flower. So first action, we'll move in. This location is a private access terminal. It looks like it has one of the data on it, an old terminal. We can use this to download data about this place. So it has 3 shroud and 1 data on it, which is what a clue is. Each location has a shroud value and an amount of data. When a location is revealed, the data equal to its data value is placed on it in a lovely cerulean blue, like a gentle sky. If a location has any data hosted on it, you may spend a click to jack in and attempt to download it. That's what investigate is called. This is you entering NetSpace to try and access hidden information. Oh no, we got the best viewers. Hold on. Sorry. Possible ban evader. Yeah. Hold on. We'll destroy. Ban. Okay, you evaded. All right. Attempting to download data initiates a skill test against your MU. To succeed, you must roll a final value that is at least the shroud value of your current location. If successful, you download 1 data for it. We are very bad at getting clues, if I'm not mistaken, or data, excuse me, because our MU is 2 and the difficulty of the shroud is 3. We're going to need a flashlight. So we're going to try and jack in, but this is unlikely to succeed because we're comparing our MU to shroud and we're behind 1. And out of the bag, only 3 of the tokens or 2 of the tokens are positive. You can't fail a 0 check without the autofail. That's correct. If the difficulty of the test is reduced to 0 or 0, you can't fail unless you autofail, which fails no matter what the numbers are. You're rolling MU with a target of 3, but our base is 2. This is bad. You shouldn't do this in Arkham. If successful, you'll download 1 data from your current location. If you fail, you just waste the action. But if you pull any of these tokens, these could have bad icons on them. We just don't know what they are. So we can't commit cards because it doesn't want us to, but in theory here, we could commit 2 cards. Let's just see what happens. We failed. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 is less than 3, which is the shroud of the room. So we do not get our data. Oh, sad flower. It didn't work. Never mind. We can always try again. Okay. It won't allow me to commit cards. It's forcing me into a bad play pattern. Random token. Okay. I feel like I might have given it to us. We got a +1, so we hit 3. As long as we've tied the difficulty of the tests we're doing, we succeed. So we're going to take 1 data off of it. There you go. You can view the chaos bag at any time with the button next to your stats. Now that we have a data, oh, this is the, what's it called? The House of Knives, right? Each act has a requirement to advance. Once you achieve the requirement, it will progress to the next act. So the act is the card that's basically giving us our overhead goal. And it says when your turn ends, spend a data to advance the act if able, which will give us more narrative and more goals. That's how Arkham works. So it looks like we have to spend it. It's not optional. And now we got an act and an agenda, just like the way Arkham works. There's now an agenda here. Agendas are acts' evil twins. Advancing these makes things harder for you. This is the clock we're on when you play Arkham Horror, or whatever this game is exactly called. At the end of each turn, one doom is placed on the current agenda. When it reaches its limit, it will just advance. Advance too much and you might not make it out of here. Sometimes you'll just get a bad ending. You will get an ending though. Sometimes it's just not the ending you want. So this has a threshold of 12, and it looks like it's adding 1 doom a turn. And when this hosts 12 or more doom, I love how it says hosts, you lose all data, discard 2 random cards, and advance the agenda. So that's obviously bad. We have a couple turns before this is a real problem. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. Thank you, Flower. Good luck. All right. Act 2. We need 2 data, I think, to get out of here. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe that's Act 2, and maybe we need 3 data to get out. When you reveal this act, summon a rat. When your turn ends, spend 3 data to advance the activable. Okay, so we need 3 data. We've summoned a rat. A rat has 1 health. It's hard to evade and has 1 attack. It's Hunter, so it'll follow us if we ever get separated from it. And when this attacks, it does 1 damage. These are the exact same stats as rats in the normal Arkham Horror game, and this is generally your first enemy you can see in a lot of scenarios. This is kind of cool. Baz Nemesis. Well, engage with an enemy, taking any action that does not directly interact with enemies will trigger an attack of opportunity in which each engaged enemy will attack you. When a rat attacks you, it does 1 damage. Damage is dealt directly to you, and if you run out of health, well... some assets you install will have health. Look, just like you. When you take damage, you'll have the opportunity to place that damage on these assets instead of yourself. Of course, if they run out of health, they get trashed. What's so cool is that there's a lot of cards that are direct parallels, and then there's other cards that are not directly a parallel. So this card gives us +1. This is our fighting skill, right? Yeah, this is our fighting skill, but it also has health. There's no card like this in Arkham. But it is an ice carver, and it looks like it is tearing through ice, which is exactly what we need here. I'm imagining this is an ice rat. You should get rid of this rat. Enemies have 3 stats, strength left, health middle, so 1 hit point, this thing dies when anything touches it, and link is on the right, which is how hard they are to evade. If you evade an enemy, it means that turn it can't do anything to you, but it'll be a problem on the following turn. Evasion didn't make a lot of sense in early Arkham, but it is a very useful stat overall. In order to fight and defeat enemies, you need to interact with their strength. In order to evade and exhaust them, you need to interact with their link. Okay, strength is this. Yes, great. Yes. When you attempt to evade an enemy, you perform a skill test on your link against its link. If successful, the enemy will disengage from you and becomes exhausted. Exhausted enemies are unable to move or attack for the remainder of the turn. Give it a go. I don't want to evade it. I want to hit it. It's a rat. It's hard to evade. It's really easy to get hit. Why are we so bad at hitting things? Our hand is made of metal. Select an enemy to evade. Okay, we're rolling link 3-3. So we win ties. Actually, no, we're 5-3. So we're up 2. So the only way we fail is impossible unless any of these face icons have worse symbols on them, which we don't know what the symbols are. That's dependent on the scenario you're playing. 3-3. We have evaded the rat. It is tilted slightly. Success. Sometimes you might want to engage an enemy. Whenever you attack an enemy, you automatically engage it, but you can also spend a click to engage them without attacking. I feel like I've been playing Arkham since 2016 and I'm still not 100% sure on the engagement rules. You can attack an enemy without engaging it, right? So in this one, you automatically engage an enemy when you attack it. Try re-engaging the rat. It's exhausted, so it most likely probably can't harm you, maybe. Just remember, if you engage with an enemy that isn't exhausted, taking any action, it will hurt you unless you take one of the few actions that attack of opportunities don't hit you. So things like evade, things like attack, those are fine. If an enemy's on you, it won't hit you. But if you try and like play an asset or move, if there's an enemy engaged with you and it's not exhausted, it will attack you before you do the thing you want to do. Attacks that trigger actions are highlighted in eye-piercing red for your convenience. Aloof throws me a loop in my head. Yeah, me too. And I think we got a rule wrong just playing the other day where if it gains aloof, it doesn't disengage from you. Yeah, aloof is like, specifically you have to engage the aloof enemy. I don't know if we'll see aloofness here. So we have to spend a click to engage it. Okay, that makes sense. We'll engage the rat. So now it's in our threat area. Let's make sure the rat won't bother us again. So it's teaching us everything before it's worth. You didn't have to evade the rat. If you just wanted to attack the rat, we could have just attacked the rat. We are bleeding actions here, but it is a tutorial, so I don't think we care. When you use the basic action to attack an enemy, you perform a skill test of your strength against its strength. This is a really good tutorial for Arkham Horror for what it's worth. Like, it's hard to tutorialize a game and like the tone of the flower character and like, it's just literally telling you everything. Obviously, this is easy for me because I know it's up. But shout out to Ames. That's sick. So we'll fight the rat. So our base value is 2. Again, kind of scared. I don't know why Baz is not better at this. And we're not going to commit any cards. We're just going to do 2 to 1, which means we fail sometimes. If we fail, there'll be no penalty. You rolled the Elder Sign. Oh, whoa, that's the Elder Sign. So Anarch is the auto fail. Shaper is the Elder Sign. Now, Elder Sign is an automatic win in this. Technically in Arkham, the Elder Sign is an effect printed on your character, and each character has a different Elder Sign, but they're generally all very beneficial. So we've defeated the rat because every basic attack does 1 damage. Meanwhile, I was playing Topon and managed to stack 9 strength. Ah, man, yeah, Topon does have a sword. End your turn. Okay. Interface. This is my first real experience playing Arkham. It was a great tutorial and entry scenario. Yeah, like surprisingly a good tutorial to Arkham. You sure did punch that rat in the face. Good job, champ. Today is already filled with so much moral ambiguity. It's pretty much everything you need to know. I'll still be with you, but try exploring this place by yourself now. Remember, you want to download more data to advance the act. Okay, cool. So again, there's 2 doom on this. When it hits 12, bad thing will happen, and we need to get 3 data. It's our turn again. It looks like there's no encounter deck, so the Mythos phase, nothing bad is going to happen to us. And our big decision here is whether we want to play cards, and then eventually we either need to move down or up. Now, down and up seems to be symmetrically the same, so I don't think it's actually an important decision, but chat, you'll decide if it's down or up for us. I just want to look at the cards we have. Spike. It is an item. Comes in with 2 power counters. As a click, spend a power counter. Move twice. Enemies at those locations do not engage you. Notably, also in Arkham Horror, not only do you have health, you also have sanity. In this game, it's all simplified to health, and this does give us extra health, which is good. Up, up, up. Okay. Lacking critical info. He's unaware. Wait, what do you mean, Meteor? What? I think we're fine. I'm so glad you're checking this out. I was unable to play it this morning because work is so... It's so cool, Kato. Shiv. Uses 2 power counters. Power counter fight. During this fight, add your link to your strength. I think it's called. If successful, do additional damage. That's sick. That's what we want. Push. Spend up to 4 credits. I'm good. Fight. During this fight, gain 1 strength for each credit spent. Oh, it's strength because it's the strength on the bottom of an ice break. I finally got that. It is a strength symbol on the bottom of an ice. That is not a very easy thing to learn. I don't realize that's actually meant to be a symbol on the ice thing. For each credit spent, if successful, evade all enemies. For each credit spent, if successful. Okay, so we do damage and evade, it seems. Good. Bless you. Thank you. It's an icebreaker. The first time each turn you evade an enemy, do 1 damage to it and gain a credit. That's really good. That's a messed up Arkham card. An interface, jack in, which is investigate. If successful, instead download 1 data at an adjacent location. Ooh, I forget the name of this card, but it's not bad. It's okay. This is a card at the same cost in Arkham Horror. All right, I think we go up. Anacon isn't unique as well. Yeah, we've seen no unique cards, but this is really good. We're better at evading than we are at fighting. I think this is actually definitely worth installing. The question is, if we move into the next location, is there a chance there'll just be a rat there? I'm gonna go ahead and pre-install the Kantan. The problem is, like, I don't know how we're gonna get clues. Like, none of these get clues, and we're kind of bad at clues. Jack-in is an incredible analog for investigate, and you get my RPG juice. It's really good. You're bad. Whenever you engage an enemy, you may install a card that's not provoking an attack of opportunity. Okay, yeah, never mind. I didn't read that text. It didn't fire with the rat, so I forgot I was there. Welcome to stairs. It's a room. It has no value. We're going to keep going. Welcome to corridor. All right, this doesn't always happen in Arkham Horror, but now I'm actually scared. That's good. It's making us scared. I'm going to keep moving and assume there's no rats here. All right, we found a junction. So there is 1 clue here, but our turn has to end. I need to blow my nose again. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go find Kleenex. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Okay. End turn. We draw a card. Doom goes up. There is an encounter phase. Now that we're in the thick of it, you're going to start having random encounters. So anytime you play Arkham, there's an encounter deck, and every turn, every player has to draw 1 card from it. And those cards are usually bad, including that's how enemies show up. After each turn, you'll draw a random card from the counter deck. Who knows what they could do? Me, I do. Best of luck. Falling debris. Test 3 link, or strength. If unsuccessful, suffer 2 damage. We are not favored in this test. We do have a fair bit of health, it seems, so I don't think we're going to commit cards to this. Again, if you want to commit cards, you throw out a card in your hand to give you +1 to that stat for that test. The text of the card doesn't seem to matter unless there are actually skill cards here. So in theory, if we right now we only win 1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 1 of 5 times we succeed this test. If we want to commit 1 card from our hand, we can give ourselves 3 to 3, and then we succeed a bit more than 1 in 5. We succeed 2 out of 5. I'm just going to take 2 damage, I think. Auto fail, great. So whatever you commit, you just fail. So we're going to take 2 damage from the falling debris. That's fine. And it has to be assigned to Baz because we don't have any cards on the table that have health soak. As soon as a card takes all its health soak, you just lose it and you discard the card immediately. So you have to assign where it is. Mind you, when we take our 9th damage, it'll be bad. I don't know how much time this took to make, but this is incredible. I didn't know I wanted a Netrunner flavored Arkham type game in my life, but this is so cool. I want it to exist. I know people have made like our Netrunner themed expansions to Arkham, like campaigns, but not like a whole game system. Anarch symbol looks so Apex coded. It does. It actually really much does. It might be a conglomeration. Yeah, they're like distinct. It's not the criminal symbol. It's not the Anarch symbol. It's not the Shaper symbol. They're like similar. All right, we're going to jack in. This is the card that we can use to jack in, but it gets data from an adjacent location. We don't need that. This is 2 Shroud. So in theory, we should not get it in 1. I think we'll probably boost 1 card here. We'll probably throw out... I don't know. The Spike seems not... Spike is good for soak, if anything. I don't know how many enemies we're expecting. This card seems really good. I think we'll actually just throw out the interface. So we'll jack in. I don't know how precious our clicks are here. The cool thing about interface, actually, it might be more valuable because we can go to a place with low Shroud and then get somewhere high Shroud. Arkham LCG is really good, Nika. We'll just do 2 to 2. So we succeed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 15. So 1 of 3 times. If we give 1 card, it's way more likely. I'll commit a card. Whenever you perform a test, you may first commit cards from your hand. Cards in your hand may have symbols on the side, so see these symbols. So whenever you commit the card, you get plus to that test, right? As long as it has the corresponding icon. Just remember, if you ever draw an autofail token, you'll fail the test regardless of how many cards you've committed. 6 technically? Hold on, what did I mess up? I don't know what the criminal icon is. How bad is criminal? So we'll throw out interface. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're 3 to 3. We fail. No good. Crim is 0, but if you fail, take a damage. Okay, cool. How can I check the bag? Skull is +0 if you fail to suffer 1 damage. Oh, okay, so that's actually pretty good. So that's not that bad at all. So technically here we would beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're 7 to 15, slightly less than half. I'll just jack in again. We'll just take it. Nice, we got it. So we have 1 clue, we need more. We can decide to go down here. I'm assuming this might be symmetrical in corridors on that side. So I'm imagining this might be a point of interest. So I think we're going to do like a Z sweep through it. I tried to get in before, but they started doing the remasters and bounced off of it. But I played it a few times since then. I have a lot more fun. I just don't have a consistent group. Yeah, definitely consistent group is hard. Even me, like we just got the new Drowned City and we're like 1 scenario in. It's just hard to kind of sit down with everyone. 4 Shroud. Okay, I feel silly that we threw our thing away because we're very bad at dealing with 4 Shroud, and we had a card that would allow us to investigate from the junction. So that sucks. That's going to be a problem for us. We got an EMP device. Hold on. What was that? Test 3 willpower. If unsuccessful, discard a random card. That's fine. We're 4 to 3. I don't care. Random card. There's no card that if we lose really costs us the game. Nice. All right, it's back to us. EMP device. Evade all enemies, do 1 damage to all enemies at your location, then move each to a random adjacent location. Very cool. I don't have the money for 2 card games. Yeah, no, I hear you. This is way less rat than I was expecting. I was hoping more rat. We definitely played the Kaotan for free with Baz. We can't get this. So there's no way for us to really get this besides getting the Elder Sign, I think. So we're just going to have to leave. The other options, we can draw cards. I'm assuming there's an equal junction on this side, and then there might be a clue somewhere else. We have a couple turns before we find a clue, but before we like doom out. So there's another junction. We'll jack in here. I'm good to 2-2. 7 out of 15 times, I think we get it. Be careful what you wish for. Uh-oh. And we'll jack in once more. Do we want to commit a card? The only card we could commit is Spike. It's fine. It feels bad. Parry. Evade. If successful, download a data from this location. That's really good. So now we have a rat. So Baz's ability fires. Select one card to install. So we can install. We have 8 credits, which is a lot. The first time each turn you invade an enemy, do 1 damage to it and gain a credit. We could also do parry. The thing is, parry, if successful, download a data from this location. I wish we actually stayed here at the ransacked office, because then we could use the rat to pick up a clue, which would be a lot easier. We can still probably do it here, because 2 shrouds not the easiest thing for us. So will we play our Shiv? No, we'll need this later when we find something with more than 1 health, like a ghoul. So I think we just play a count 10, and then we can evade, do a damage, and gain a credit when we play parry. Cool. I think I'd be a wolf lion hybrid, king of the jungle. Okay. So now we're engaged with the rat. Attacking it, we're not very good at it. Evading it, and notice how it says anything in red. If we do any of these actions, we take an attack of opportunity, which means the rat hits us for 1 damage. So we'll just evade it. We'll evade the rat. We're 5-3, which means we're golden besides the autofail. Nice. So we evade the rat. We gained a credit. Oh, I had to hit this button. I thought this was a response. No, I had to evade the rat with the parry. So I goofed that. That's fine. That's fine. That happens. I will now throw the spike out because I'm frustrated. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 of 15. Plus this, 9 and 15. Wait, our odds are good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 15. Yeah. Of the Junajul, I think I missed something. Throw the parry and waste a click. Nah, I'm not going to waste a click here. I did the math wrong. I thought we were up 1. Okay, hold on. We're 2-2. No, we're still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're 9 to 15. We keep failing. It's impossible. Got it. All right. We just need to get 1 more clue. When your turn ends, spend 3 data. We have 2 data, which is here. So we're going to keep moving. We got a crowbar. This allows us to, okay, we got a rat. That's fine. So the crowbar uses 2 power counters. Spend a click. Jack in. During the skill test, add your link to your MU. Okay, this is the card we needed for sure. So this will get us 2 good clues. We have a rat on this, so we'll just evade the rat. Here we could put another accountant if we wanted. Oh, I get it. It's like an accountant. It's like a makler or a begalter. We'll play the crowbar just to have it because we get it clicklessly with Barry. And so we're going to evade the rat. We're 5-3, so we don't have to commit cards. Automatically win. Rat is gone. We get a credit. So I think, chat, do we go up to the ransacked office and empty it? If we use the crowbar, we're going to be a lot. We're going to be 7-4. I think that's fine, so we don't have to double back. I think we will go up and we'll just investigate once. So we'll use the crowbar. So we're 7-4, so only autofail gets us. Good. And now when we're going to enter a turn, we have to advance the act, so we'll see what happens. Uh-oh. Whoa, is that a bird? Place that must have been abandoned for some time. Anyway, I used your data to piece together a schematic of the net graveyard. There should be 4 archive terminals nearby. Maybe it'll help us learn where to find this goth girl client's looking for, eh? Oh, so the hallways have changed? We have drawn our encounter faulty hardware, test 3 link. If unsuccessful, exhaust all installed cards. They cannot be used for the rest of the turn. That's not too bad. It stops us from getting clues this turn, but we only had 1 counter anyway, so I think we can just throw this test. I don't care about this test. Okay, we were very good at it. So now it says when you've investigated 3 archives, advance the act. So we have 4 archives on the table. They all have the same shroud and they all have the same 1 clue on them. We have to investigate 3 of them. It says while you have investigated. Okay, so that's probably means successfully investigated or jacked in. When you jack in at this encrypted archive, test against link instead of mu. That's good. When you download the last data from this location, investigate this archives. Okay, so that makes sense. So investigate is used in a different terminology. This one uses willpower. This one says when you download the last data from this location, investigate this archives. And this says when you jack in, use your strength. So the best case scenario is we do this archives, and then this archives, if I'm not mistaken. We drew the elevator depot pass. The first time each turn you successfully jack in at a location with data, download another data from the same location or an adjacent location. That's a really good card in Arkham. There's nothing like this. That's very, very good. But we haven't seen a place that has 2 data. And we haven't seen 2 places next to each other with data. So I don't think we're going to play that just yet. I think we're just going to do move, and we'll do 5 to 4 in the encrypted archives. We got rid of our movement card. No, we do have our movement card. We have Spike. But I feel like playing Spike is actually going to be pretty good. I'm just hoping that we draw an enemy when we end up at the archive so we can spike our way over here. That would probably be the best. Because spending a click to play this when we can just play clicklessly with Baz, I'm going to hold on to it. That might be a bit of a trap. I don't know how many rats are in the counter deck. We'll jack in here. So we're 5 to 4. We could give +1 link by throwing out the countdown. The countdown seems really good though. And it's our like damage scaling card. So +1 means we only fail to these 2 icons. So we're an auto fail. So we're 12 out of 15. I don't think we boost. Nice. From the Diaries of Barnaby Barnes, Herb Extraordinaire. Friends, countrymen, 3rd tier subscribers and above, you got to check this one out. I got to tip off one Ram Stoker about an old school net graveyard in Inaudible, dating all the way back to Inaudible, the century. If even a fraction of what I heard about these places is true, you're in for a treat. Now I know you're probably screaming at your pad right now. Don't do it. It's a trap. Nobody gets out of these things alive. Well, unless you're a Turbo Diamond tier sub, I can't hear you. So it's a net graveyard. If I don't want to get monster mashed, I can just not jack in. Brought my portable skull jack just in case though. All the juicy stuff's going to be hidden behind the firewalls. I'm all about the juicy. It almost beggars belief to think this was so close to my apartment all the time, that a facility like this lay untouched for so long right under the nose of the Herb Extraordinaire. Back soon with much more to share. Love ya. Do we see like the Jakey's ID so far? What do you mean, Jeff? What a wanker. Let's move on. Yeah, okay. End turn. Drew another parry. We're at 8 of 12. You encounter Clumsy. Test 3 link. If unsuccessful, move 2 of your data to your current location. That's really bad. We only have 1 data though. And the data actually doesn't technically matter. We already have investigated location. So if we fail this, it's not a big deal, but we're 5 to 3, which means it's auto fail or bust. Good. All right. So we can either install the spike, use the spike, which is 2 actions, or we can just move over to locked archives and just assume that the 1 click we're going to save from the spike next turn we'll get when a rat jumps us. Sunk cost fallacy, but like sometimes it's healthy. Hand size is 8, so we should commit a card here. So we'll jack in. We have to use our willpower. So we're base 4 to 4. So we probably want to commit a card. So the only card we can commit is Spike, which is the move card. We're not drawing money. We have 7 money though. We're fine. So this will put us, instead of equal, will be +1. +1 means that we succeed to everything besides 3 out of 15. Yeah, that's fine. I'll throw out the Spike. Movement seems okay. This map is actually relatively big, but I think I'd rather... Oh, we can get rid of the Shiv instead. Yeah, I'd rather get rid of the Shiv. We're better at evading than fighting. Shit. That's the only one we failed to. There's 2 -2s and auto fail, so we fail and we'll pass our turn. Yeah, Shiv was better there. The Jenda is 3 doom away from advancing. We lose 2 random cards. That's okay. We got Soda. All right, sick. We got a rat. So now with the rat, we can play the Spike. And we can now just do parry on the rat. And we have enough money. So we'll play the Spike with Baz. And then we'll play the parry, which is evade if successful downloaded data from this location. So we'll parry the rat, which will gain us a resource as well. So we're up 2, so there's no point committing. Okay. So the rat is destroyed. And we find the diary one again of Barnaby Barnes. Herb Extraordinaire. Oh no, not you again. The place is wild, okay? So I know the facilities like this are designed to repel intruders, right? I know their designer used a whole heap of psychological tricks to make you feel like you're being followed. But knowing all this isn't helping. Once I'm out, we're all going to have a blast unpacking the design of this place. Like, all the corners are wrong. I keep catching other shadows next to mine just for a second. Like, there's something sneaking up on me. Nice trick of light. Very cool. There's a bunch of like Netrunner references in here, but also this whole idea of, you know, the corners being wrong is very Witch House, which is another Lovecraft thing, which I'm a pretty big fan of. Oh yeah, so my tech is refusing to behave tonight. There was a shimmer or something in the entrance area. I don't think much of it then, but I think it's some kind of dampening field. Tragically, this means tonight's proceedings will be VOD only. I'll make it up to you, I promise. It also means my auto mapper isn't working. That's right, we're going old school tonight and I'll be fine without it. I've only been down here for, took a left, then I took a left, and then I took a left, then I took a left, and 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 then what the F is that? Which is very funny because this is circular. Sorry about that. Think a bird just flew past me or something. Oh my god, the vibe down here, man. We all know the stories about the HB's mad science division, meme demons, the hell realms under the net. This is the kind of place that makes them all feel true. Oh, and there's a F ton of rats. That's kind of a comfort at this point, though. Like, London's still London, even down here. I'm gonna keep going. More soon. The art on the soda is excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna see what the flavor is. I think it's labeled. London still? Must be an old-timey idiom for this guy's era. Let's keep moving. Yo, Orb, what is this? This is the spoiler thing that Ams put together. It has a card behind it, but it's basically just, I put the link in the chat. It's like Arkham Horror and Netrunner. Flavor? Text? What does this say? Illustrated Lish. This is the one that's labeled with an illustrator. Some of these other ones aren't, but this is incredible. Yeah, it's just absolutely absurd how good this is. So we use the spike. It says it uses 2 power counters. The thing is, I don't know the rules of this game. In Arkham Horror, if your thing runs out of uses, it stays on the table, which means we'll still have 2 health soak. In Marvel Champions, if a card with uses on it runs out of counters, it discards itself amazingly. Oh my god, it says flavor text. Oh, that's very funny. I can't believe I didn't get it. Okay, that's great. They stay. Okay, good. So I think we're just going to use the spike here and we'll move twice. We can either go through the ransacked office or we can go through the unknown. Technically, we have no good reason to go through the unknown. I'm imagining it's just stairs, but technically, like, this is safer. We could use the spike now. We could also use the spike later. Why I want to use the spike is if we draw a rat or any enemy, we'll be able to be at the net archives and be able to parry it immediately. So I'm going to use the spike now, as much as we could use it in a pinch later. We're going to go to the net archives, not the sealed archives. Sealed archives might be better because it's actually closer to unknown locations, but apparently there's no undo click button, so we're here. And it looks like it does stay. 2 dooms away from advancing. Give us a rat. Nice. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and parry the rat. We can now play a card. Our credits are pretty good. However, if we play the spike here, we'll bankrupt ourselves if we play parry. So it actually might be better, more responsible here to play the other accountant so that when we evade this route, we get 2 credits. So it starts to pay back for itself. I think that's reasonable. And then we'll be on 2 credits. So we'll play the accountant. There's no like MU or technically in Arkham, there's like slots, like hand slots, body slot, accessory slots. So we're going to go ahead and play parry. Evade if successful, get a data dislocation. It has 4 shrouds, so that's good to do. We'll evade the rat. We're 5 on 3, which means the only thing that beats us is autofail. Automatic success, nice. So accountant does 2 damage. We get 2 credits from the diaries of... I'm hitting fast word. I think we made them real. The more scared I get, the more real they get. And I don't mean that in it's all in your head kind of way, because a werewolf tore a gash in my actual fucking arm and now I'm bleeding my own actual blood on the actual floor. I got away. I blocked off the room so I could record this, but there's a trail of blood crumbs leading right to me. I'm cooked. My subscribers aren't going to get to hear this. So this is an exclusive bit of content for the next visitor to the next graveyard. Let's figure out how this works. Let's get you out. If it takes your fear, then the question is, how? How does a physical space turn your psychological impulses into something that can hurt you? Sure, you're generating adrenaline or whatever, but it's not like that's enough power to fire up the monster printer, unless we're... Oh. Hey you, do me a favor. Look up. You look up and instead of a ceiling, you're met with a deep black night sky. The stars. Gods, have you ever really seen the stars before? Not just stars, but constellations, lines, joining them up into a complex tapestry. The stars hold the answers. If you stare long enough, you'll know everything. Above it all hangs the moon, luminous and perfectly full. Its light emanates, getting brighter and brighter, overwhelming your senses, filling you up. Could be dancing with Kim at the club right now, but no, the herb extraordinaire just couldn't wait to visit a haunted house alone. It's been 2 hours. It's been 6 months. It's been 100 fucking years. Come take me already. Come take. End of transmission. I don't think we're where we think we are. I don't think we've been in the real world for a while now. I'm sorry. So sorry. It's seen me. I. Sorry. You're on your own now. Okay. Oh no. Whoa. All right. Act 4. When you find the source, advance the act and agenda. That's all we have to do. And our agenda 2 here is good art. It says, when the host 7 or more dooms succumb to the void. We have 7 turns. Needed sound. Yeah, I imagine. We don't have sound on this one, but we're here in NetSpace now. Yeah, the flower died. It says, when you enter this location, flip it. We need to find where the source is. And now we're on our own adventure here, so we don't know where to go. Find a place you don't know. Yeah, I know. So I'm assuming. Hold on. I think I can get audio for me, but not for the stream. I probably should. Oh, maybe it's too late. Hold on. Let me hit this. Okay, I think I have audio now. I'm assuming we're going to go to the back area here. So we're going to keep walking. I don't think I want to play the spike. It's an action to save one action. I don't like it. I think we're going to keep walking. I'm assuming things are going to get worse than rats. We have the elevator depot pass. We have no reason to have clues, so let's just keep moving. Play soda. I don't want to draw 3 cards. I don't know. I don't think we need any cards. Oh, there is good audio. Welcome to NetSpace. Whenever you move out of this location, spawn a bug. You can't afford the spike? Oh, so true. Yeah, we can't even. So there is audio. Spawn a bug? I have to go here. Hunter, do 1 damage. It's a Burke Bugs. There was an old card called Burke's Bugs. It was a lot smaller than this, less scary. So now we're going to get attacked by this thing because it's going to hunt us. And it's going to hit us. We're not going to be able to play a card from our hand unless it's elevator depot pass, but I think we're okay. When we evade this thing, we do 2 damage to it, which is probably enough. Yeah. Drew an interface. Okay. So the bug attacks us. We can play a card from our hand, so we can play a spike, but this bankrupts us. I think it's not super necessary. I'd rather be able to keep emergency money for EMP device. We're going to get a money, though. Yeah, actually, we should do this. We just need the click compression. Incoming shot. Whenever you fail to attack or evade this, it attacks. After this attacks or is evaded, defeat it. Subroutine do 2 damage. What is a subroutine in the context of this game? This is arrows from the trees, I'm guessing. 6 attack is a lot, so we have to evade this thing. Why does it have a subroutine on it? Oh, that's just how much damage it does? Okay, so that's how much damage it does. Oh, that's really cool. Holy crap. So in Arkham Horror, when something attacks you, sometimes it has more text. But this now, instead of having damage and horror values, it just has a subroutine. And when it attacks you, the subroutine goes off. That is very, very cool. Okay, so we're going to evade the scarier one first, which is the incoming shot. Accountant is the first time each turn you evade an enemy. Okay, so to fire once. Not drawing the consoles, crushing for the scenario. I have no idea that we had a console in the deck. Nice. The sound effects are good. Oh, fuck. We should have done this first because now we lost the damage on the bug. The first time each turn you do evade an enemy, do 1 damage to it. So we lost the damage. We should have done the bug first. Yeah. That's really bad. So now we just have to evade the bug the old school way. We have no way to attack it. But yeah, this is a first time trigger, not once per turn trigger. So we are going to have to evade the bug 3 different times. Our location has a clue. I'm not sure why that's relevant. I'm going to evade here, and then we're going to do Soda last click just to get more cards in our hand, because if we move, then we have to get hit by Hunter again, which I don't think we really want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to Soda. This will put us on 7 cards. So we got a Crowbar, which we'll be able to play. That we already have one. We'll have a Shiv, which is a fight, which is pretty good. Does 2 damage and it boosts our stats. And we have Tread Lightly with an eye chasing us. Move twice. Enemies at the location do not engage you. That is truly light treading. Okay. Hunter Gamble. Whatever. We can play a card here. It will bankrupt us. I think we can just play a Shiv. We have 9 HP and extra. Yeah, we do have actually a lot of health. We have 7 here and more here. I think we have to move a bit more. Yeah, I think we'll play Shiv. Okay. In the dark, test for willpower. If unsuccessful, move an unengaged non-elite enemy to your location. It engages you if you cannot suffer 2 damage. So this is just take 2 damage, which I think is fine. I don't know if there's going to be encounter cards that force us to discard some of our weapons or items. So in theory, we can assign it all to the Crowbar, which is empty. So 4 to 4, we usually fail this. Nice. +1. Okay. So now we'll evade the bug. We're auto fail or bust. Okay. So that does 2 damage, gives us $2. So now we have to keep walking. I think I'm just going to go as far away as we can. I don't know why we need this clue. Even if we need the clue, we can get it there with interface. So we'll move. Okay, this is a nebula. This is also a nebula. We might have wanted to spike. We have 7 cards in hand. I think spiking. We'll spike next turn if we need it. The Destroyer's Eye. If you end your turn this location, discard a card from your hand. Okay. So punished for not spiking. Select 1 card to discard. Ooh, Jack of all trades is good. Evade all enemies seems fine. Door pass seems fine. Crowbar seems really good. Tread lightly, like movement seems good. Honestly, I think Unsure Gamble is the worst card in our hand. I don't want to click for 4 credits. I don't want to click for 4 credits. I think we have enough money here. The icons are good though. Actually, that's worth something. So if that's the case, I think this is the worst card. I think Crowbar is worse. We're bad at clues. I don't know if we need clues. That's the thing. I'm assuming we'll get somewhere when we need clues, so I value having a Crowbar. Because this is the only good way that we can get clues. 3 of 7, we have to go. Uh-oh, Head of the Beast. At the end of each turn, if this is damaged, heal it and summon a copy. The runner loses 3 credits. That's so cool. If the runner has no credits, do 3 damage. That is sick. Man, I kind of wish enemies in Arkham had subroutines. That's kind of incredible. So the problem is if we need to defeat this. If this is damaged, heal it and summon it. Okay. Issue is, Accountant is not optional. So if we do evade the Head of the Beast, we do 2 damage to it, which means we need to have to finish this thing off. I would love to be able to evade this and leave it here because it doesn't have Hunter, so I don't actually care about this. But the problem is if we evade it, it will start summoning itself. And I feel like if that's the case, we probably should just take a shot at it with the Shiv. Slightly ugly. Do we want to play the Crowbar here clicklessly? Yeah. I don't know. No. No. Okay. So we can evade first. That'll do 2 damage. Do we have another Accountant in our deck? We have a Penny Shaver. The first time each turn you move, place a credit on this. Jack, and if successful, take all hosted credits. Oh, that is a really good card. You gain 2 MU, or 2 link. When you fail a link test, trash this asset. All right, so we have drawn through most of our deck. Huh. All right, we'll evade. We're 5 to 3. Okay, that does 2 damage, so we really need to finish this off. If we're attacking, we're pretty bad at it, so I think we have to shift here. Select one card to install. Oh, because you engage it when you attack it. That technically isn't how Arkham works, but that's very favorable to Baz. It's a clickless engage as well. We're fine. So it's 7-4, so autofail or bust. Okay, so now we definitely should move. I'm gonna go just ahead and spike. Welcome to Tag Storm. Whenever you successfully jack in while this location suffer 1 damage. Why do we need tags? Dying to know which of these cards are pseudo spoilers. Uh-oh. We found the void. There's nothing else. Okay, we have the penny earner. The Jenda's 3 doom away from advancing, but you encounter rapid decay, 5 credits. When you encounter or discard this, shuffle 2 copies into your deck. Oh, that's not good. So we need to find something. There's no time for this. Penny earner busto? I mean, it seems okay. The void, that's not good. Find the source. Cloister, okay. We're gonna discard a card, that's fine. Void. Pretty busto install in turn 1. Yeah, it's an okay turn 1 install. The fact that you get the credits no matter what you're doing is obviously very good, but it's 3 credits. If you want this to be a good economy card, you need to get it really early. Is there a rhyme or reason to the source? I don't know what this is, and I've played a couple times. Oh, where it is? I don't know. I wish I knew. Hey Beeps, how's it going? This is Am's made this as a spoiler that apparently if you beat this, you get a spoiler for an upcoming card from Elevation. This is so cool. It's like oh yeah, we could have tread lightly there. I think we'll keep it for next turn, but yeah, it would have been better because we would have discarded a card. Okay, that's good. I'm very scared. Oh yeah, this thing's Hunter. You encounter the Watcher. Ice Observer subtype Hunter. It says +2 strength and +2 link for each enemy engaged with you. It does 2 damage. Okay. So we're going to evade this and then keep moving. Do we want to pay the Penny Shaver? I mean, might as well, I guess. Hand size is 8. Yeah, we were just at hand size there. Why is there data? It's not important. I don't know, XTG. I'm assuming that maybe when we advance to Act 5, maybe we want data, but I can't tell. So we have any way to fast evade? No, we have to just evade. If we play the EMP device, evade all enemies, but it's an action, we can just evade. We're 5-2. Or if you lose it, sorry, Ren. So we're 5-2. Okay, so that does 2 damage. We will trade lightly. We just need to go. We need to hoof it. So we'll move 1. Move 2. I'm just gonna hoof it again. Move. Data well. When you download the last data from this location, heal 3 damage from your identity and place 1 doom on the agenda. I'm gonna choose not to do it. I think the source is a location. I'm assuming it's a location, XTG. Oh, this keeps going. Oh, you get it no matter what. Okay. If you end your turn as location, discard a card at random from your hand. Fine. Oh, it's not at random? Discard 1 card. Okay. This is not necessary when we have 5 link. It does have soak. Unsure Gamble seems like the worst card, but it has icons on it. So it's probably going to keep this just in case. Evade all enemies seems useful. I think this is the worst card. We don't need the blink. 1 doom away from advancing. Yeah, I know. Test for willpower. If unsuccessful, move an unengaged non-elite enemy to your location engages you. Okay, that wastes an action. So we're 4-4. We probably should boost this because this is the last turn and we're going to lose an action if we don't get through this. So the only cards we can commit is Jack of all trades. And, oh, this moves. We might as well play it. So we'll commit Unsure Gamble. How do you unlock the catalyst? No idea. Okay, got it. So what's left in our deck? Is there anything we want to draw? There's 2 copies of Rapid Decay, but like whatever. So I think we will just play Jack of all trades. Found it. Yes. Something's coming. You scramble up a slope made of light, trying to get any amount of distance between yourself and the beasts pursuing you. From this vantage point, you can truly take in the Net Graveyard for the first time. Its walls are manned by vicious-looking turrets. Feral dogs roam the overgrown thicket further out, howling hungry. You spot pitfalls, translucent patches that give way to writhing masses of snakes below. One is very close to the path you took. You got lucky. You hear a rhythmic pounding, a thwack, 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 getting closer and closer. Then you spot the path being carved in the forest at the edge of the graveyard. 2 giant woodsmen, wielding axes even larger than you. Is there a woodcutter? Chop, chop, chopping around straight towards you for her. You catch a glimpse of the Hantu, racing through the newly created space at an unimaginable speed. Her white dress is flecked with red. Her dark hair is matted. She is hollow, a pulsating glitch of impossible shape and color where her back should be. She breaks free of the forest, lets out a deafening wail. You know deep in your bones that she's in on the hunt, and that the graveyard holds only one prey. You. What a story this will make once you're out. You intend to live long enough to tell it. Will you run or fight? Oh my god, we did survive. Okay. Things are different. Welcome to the Hantu. Hunter, 5 strength, 4 link, 12 health. It has Hunter. When this enemy is defeated, escape the simulation. Subroutine, do 1 damage. Subroutine, discard 2 random cards. Do 1 damage for each card that cannot be discarded. And that is the art from the upcoming card. Where are we? Oh, we're very far away. Yeah, I just went above and beyond, Izzy. This is absolutely buck wild. So we're back here. The Burke bug is still alive. The Watcher is still alive. It'll hunt us. All we have to do is survive. I'm assuming there's a way to get out. It's either fight or flight. We have 2 more clicks, which is good. We're all the way down here, so she will come down eventually. However, Agenda 2 says, when this hosts 12 or more doom, escape the simulation. At the end of each turn, spend 1 data to do 1 damage to Hantu. This is why we need data. Okay, sick. The problem is the data is kind of spread out. There's someone in the data well. When you download the last data from this location, heal 3 damage from your identity. Okay, so we're ready for a fight. Yeah, we're ready for a fight for sure. So if that's the case, we definitely want to play the elevator depot pass. And we need to start getting clues. The penny shaver is going to be okay. Did someone say what programs AIM's used for this? Dying to know. You have no idea. I have no idea. This is incredible. This is so cool. I won by entering the source of the 8 data. Oh, and you just blew it up at the end of each turn. Wait, what do you mean you won? Okay, I think we're going to defeat Hantu. We're going to evade Hantu. Yeah, we're going to 1v1 Hantu for sure. So I'll play the elevator depot pass. The first time each turn you successfully jack in a location with data, download another data from the same location or adjacent. So we're going to go to the data well. These enemies are split up, so we'll take up the Burke bugs and then we'll take up the Watcher. So in theory, we want to get the Burke bugs will be here, the Watcher will be here. We don't want to enter turn the Destroyer. So we're actually going to enter turn here and then blitz the Burke bugs when it's here and then take 2 damage, I think, from the Watcher. We already have a crowbar that will empty the data well. I think we're good. Vibe coded. I think we're just going to take a credit here. What's in our deck? I don't think we care about any of these cards. Yeah, we just take a credit here. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to kill the boss. We got a couple of things to do in the meantime. Ah, the designer. Uh-oh. Hunter, at the end of the turn, if this is engaged with you, draw an encounter card. Why does Arkham Horror not have designs? Like, this is such simple text, and Arkham Horror doesn't have this card. Emptying data well is also good for you. Doom is good now. Yeah, you're right. If we want to survive. This is engaged with you. Okay, so we have to evade, then we move. I think we end 1 turn in the Destroyer. Choose a card to install. No, I'm good. Cursed first draw. Yeah, that's not a good first draw. It has a lot of health. Evade move 2 is fine. Yeah, we get hit by the Burke bugs, which is only for 1 damage. That's probably better. And then we just kill the Burke bugs next turn. I don't want to play any cards. I want to keep cards in hand. Otherwise, we have problems with Hantu. So we won't play any cards. This Rapid Decay is gonna be a problem, but at least we'll have infinite cards. All right, so we'll evade the designer. I was pretty confident about our skill, but we actually do need a boost. We're only 5 to 4. If this fails, we're not in a good spot, but it doesn't fail commonly. Nice. So it does 2 damage. We'll move to the Destroyer's Eye. Penny Shaver taken up. We'll move the data well. Cool. Funny that Marvel Champions has that text as an icon. Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, it does. It is an icon, and that's a very, very strong icon. All right, Bugs hits us. We're not going to install a card. Does it ask us where to put the damage? The spider. Hey, seems like there's a lot of enemies all at once. Whenever you evade this enemy, lose 2 data. Whoa. Do 1 damage. Do 3 damage unless the runner loses 2 data. I regret throwing out all the cards that had a lot of okay. Yeah, we could emergency EMP. Do 1 damage to all enemies, evade all enemies. So that will do 3 damage to the spider. It will kill the Burk bugs, and then it'll scatter them. That's probably fine. Even an Arkham Netrunner, a non-seed, believe it or not. Yeah, we did get a non-seed pretty bad. I think the EMP device is actually relatively good here. It apparently is an evade. Oh, we're not going to install. It is an evade action, even though it's not evade type, so we don't take attack opportunity. Which is pretty good here, no? Spend up to 4 fight. During this fight, you get +1 for each credit. Successful evade all enemies. Yeah, but this only does 1 damage. The first time you evade an enemy. Oh, actually, maybe it does more than 1 damage. The problem is, like, we're like kind of dog shit at fighting. I think we could go either way. Like, on average, we're going to place 4 on this anyways. That made a very loud explosion. Okay. Yeah, evade is our fight. So let's start to get clues here. So either we can jack into the penny shaver, but then our stats are really bad. So I think we have to crowbar this. Yeah, I think we crowbar this. What happens here to the destroyer? Discard a card. Okay, that's not good. So we're going to take 2 damage. That's fine. We have a lot of soak. We're 7-3. Nice. So elevator just happened. The first time you turn, you successfully jack in a location with a data, download another data. So we got that. So then we could just tie 2-3. You lose data if you evade? We didn't have any, did we? I don't think we had any. I'm not sure we had any to lose. Hantu is getting hurt, though. At the end of your turn, spend a data. No, we did have data, because you don't spend your data to advance, it seems. It seems like we actually did have data. I didn't realize that. I thought it would clear when we advanced. Yeah, we did have 1. Okay. We lost the data to evade. Okay. I didn't check that. I thought we would lose all our clues to advance, but no, it's not worded like that. So we have 1 click left, so we could just try and get this. Heal 3 damage for identity and place 1 doom in the agenda. Heal 3 damage, like we're technically wasting a bit of value there, but otherwise, what are we doing here with a click? Oh, pick a location to download another data from. Okay, never mind. Full value. Text at the top of the screen. Yeah, I didn't see that at all, did I? So if we move in here, we get bonked. These things are going to clump up, which is ugly. So I think here we just take a credit. Our deck, we could draw. Actually, drawing is better than a credit. Yeah, that's fine. This is so good. Okay, we drew another rapid decay. We're going to get bonked. We don't want to install a card. We want cards in our hand. Otherwise, you can install crowbar, but it seems unnecessary. We're going to 1v1 Hantu in a second. We need to get away from these. We're good. I don't know where it's assigning the damage. Does the Watcher not hit us? We got a Data Raven. Hunter do 4 damage unless the runner pays 3 credits. All right, it's also kind of Funhouse. It is the bird. So we can defeat the bird by evading it. I don't want to Baz. They move after they attack. So Hunter is different in this game? Hunter, they move, they attack, then move? Because in Arkham Horror, they move, then they attack. So it looks like Hunter's way better. I don't want to install a card. Okay, so if we evade the bird gets blown up. Then we can evade the Watcher. The Watcher will be easier to evade if we deal with the bird. We can also just pay 3 credits. That's fine, but I'd rather deal with this problem here. The issue is that we're going to have 3 enemies clumped together, so we're going to have to do like Hantu and then keep pedaling upwards. What is once per turn? Aksu? Oh, I know a countdown is once per turn, which is why we want to do the bird first, because it'll defeat the bird. 5-2. Good. Bird's dead. Now we can evade the Watcher and we can move once, and then we'll get hit by Hantu. Aksu? So now this is again to 2. Okay. And then we'll just move. Unfortunately, the destroyer's eye, we discard a card at random. Not much we can do about that. Oh, it's not even random, so we'll get rid of the decay. If you evade that many enemies at the same time, does it hurt them all? No. Because it's the first time you evade an enemy, so it won't spread the damage. Hantu engages us. We don't get attacked because the rules are slightly different. These things are clumping up. The spider's not Hunter, which is good. You encounter rapid decay, that's fine. It doesn't functionally do anything. And so now we have to do 8 damage to Hantu. What is going to happen is that they're all going to clump up. So I'm going to evade Hantu. I'm going to move. I'm going to evade Hantu. I'm going to shiv Hantu. And then I'm going to move. Then there'll be 3 enemies in the same spot. Then we'll come in next turn and we'll EMP device because we don't want to end our turn in the destroyer's eye. So we'll evade Hantu. Push time? We'll wait till next turn. We'll either push or EMP when they're all clumped up, right? So it's 5 to 4. It's kind of important this goes through. We don't need the penny shaver, so we'll commit the penny shaver. Shiv, then evade. Oh, maybe the other order's right, because if we shiv, it engages the enemy. This is the problem, is like the rules are slightly different than Arkham Horror. When we shiv, Hantu engages us. If that's fine though, because we can move Hantu up here. Okay, I don't think I can undo this. It can't hit us if we re-engage, but then the split will be a bit worse. I will shiv. 7 to 5, send it. Okay. But I'm pretty sure now she's engaged with us. She is. That's strange. That's not exactly how Arkham works. But that's good that we can keep that in mind. Yeah, Shiv will re-engage. I'm not used to that. But we can still do the same thing. Alright, AT. It is slightly better rats. It is the digital rats. They're scarier. They have 2 health. Significant difference, honestly. Okay, so we can defeat Hantu here. We just need to do 3 damage. So we'll just do 1 attack. We'll just do 1 evade and then we'll EMP device and then we have it, right? So we're 5 to 4. We'll commit a card. Can't see us needing this. Okay. So Hantu is on 11 of 12. So if we just EMP device, we're good. There's some scary sounds. Sorry, you can't hear them. You rain blow after blow down upon the Hantu, undeterred by its gruesome appearance and wicked strength. You don't care how many punches it takes. You're getting out of here alive. You're down. 1 swipe of her hand and you've turned from assailant to prey, head hitting the cold hide cybercrete. An awful, shrill sound, a scream, a laugh, rings through your ears, and you roll into your side to buy the smallest amount of distance. It starts to hit you that after everything that you've been through, you're going to meet your end here. In a NetSpace warehouse, at the hands of a ghost. You wonder if the other victims felt as stupid as you did right now. And then you spot it. A few feet away, glowing at your eye level, an object, tiny, flickering in and out of existence. A glitch? Out of options, you pull yourself towards the shimmer, the creature bearing down on you. As it bares its fangs, you stretch out your arm and close your hand around the anomaly. It's sharp. That's something. It's on top of you now, pinning you, teeth closing in. You dig deep and plunge the object into her neck. You thought you heard the worst of her screams. How wrong you were. This wail, like 1,000 dying birds falling from the sky, is almost enough to make you drop your weapon. The harder you push down, the more dreadful it becomes. As the scream grows, the room starts to fill with a blinding light. You close your eyes, ready for it all to end. Then, the light fades. You're back in the warehouse, or at least what you thought was one, and you're not alone. A humanoid figure in a white dress lies crumpled in a heap next to you, nails sticking from their neck. She rises far slower than before, diminished somehow. She doesn't attack. She looks to you inquisitively as if awaiting instruction. You beckon her towards the exit. No follow-up communication from your client ever comes. Who were they? A rival runner playing a prank? A creative sysop looking to make a name for themselves by taking out a leading light of the Kota Kalimantan underground? A cyber cultist trying to keep their pet cool fed? Whatever. You brought something far more valuable than credits back with you. It doesn't take much rejigging to turn the code you pulled from that place into something useful. Are you kidding me? The next time you get into battle against those who run the world, you'll have something from beyond the world at your side. Over time, the Hantu, or what's left of it, proves a deadly tool in your arsenal. You've coded a leash for it with just the right amount of slack, one which gives it enough freedom to tear through your adversaries, but not enough to tear through you. This program might be capable of even more if unshackled, but for once in your life, you err on the side of caution. You've seen the gashes she's left in the ice you put her up against. You felt the heat from her eyes, the fury you imagine if she would love to direct at her captor if given half a chance. A part of you wonders whether you're tempting fate, whether this net demon has the capacity to hold a grudge, to overcome her programming and take revenge on the runner who tore her from her realm. But you need all the power you can get your hands on. The stakes are far too high for you to let a strength this potent go to waste. Plus, she had it coming. Nobody kills your favorite flower and comes out unscathed. That is so cool. This is Hantu. And understanding in context, I can't enhance. Can I enhance? In context that, like, this is something that we've rescued from the digital space is incredible. Wait, what does an unshackled Hantu look like then? Oh, it's a lot stronger. Infinite power counters. Kind of like a mimic, honestly. That is sick. Okay, so I think we can open this in another window. Scoop.png. This is a new card. Icebreaker Killer Virus. It's card 8. Interfaced 1 to break a sentry subroutine. Comes in for 3 and 1 MU. And hosted virus counter plus 2 strength. So it has 2 hosted virus counters. So kind of like a revolver, but much limited use case. But its floor doesn't require sentry. Doesn't require virus counters. I'm on retainer for monthly purges on 36 different servers from Ratu Maharani Pawang virus. That's Netrunner, baby. That is so incredibly cool. Ams, are you kidding me? That is sick. I have no doubt that's replayable too. Like, it looks like there's 2.5 identities in there. You can play the Catalyst. That is just an absurd amount of work. Absolutely incredible. For those who don't know, Hantu is like the Indonesian name for a spirit or a ghost. I know Maddie and I have watched like 1 or 2 Indonesian horror films up on Shudder. I think the one that we last watched, which is recommended, is translated in English. The title is like Satan's Slaves, which is a Hantu story to some extent. But yeah, some really frightening stuff. And this is again a Julio Roca who's been doing all the like Netscape monsters recently, which is a very cool, especially like the whole like voxel angle in the cyberspace and it kind of coming through the screen the same way the Ringu character comes through. Need new Friday chip, yeah. Yeah, this is the thing, is like this card, how excited was I to put it in my deck? Like that is one number, and then how excited I am to put it in my deck, understanding that we got it from the digital graveyard and now we control it is now a different second thing. Hawang thing is like a magic user thing. Oh, cool. Magic user virus. Poang Honjan Rain is someone who controls the weather, so Poang virus is a great include. Very, very slick. Graveyard of Kota Kalimantan Netrunner scenario. That is so cool. This is single player card game is based on the mechanics of Arkham Horror LCG and was made in support of the release of Null Signal Games' next set Elevation. Although it was made with the help of members of NSG, it's not an official NSG product nor endorsed. Yo, Arkham people need to see this, AMS. You got to share with the community over there. This is a horror game and employs common tropes of the genre. That is so cool. Unbelievable. Really well done, AMS. The link is in the description if you want to play it on your own. Again, when you hit play, we now have unlocked the Catalyst, so it looks like there's another character here. What does the Catalyst do? No text. Oh, never mind. Start the game with a random deck of distinct cards. So you get a randomizer mode with cards we might not have seen. Big something starter and just like a really good stat line. That's a busted stat line, I'll be honest. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It is technically underneath the average. Well, like Barry has more stats, but allocated a bit less floor. Reload if you want to start a new game. Yeah, I know that you can wipe it and start a new game. This is so cool. AMS patched it? Okay, yeah, looks good. Topa, once per turn, install a card from your hand, paying 2 credits less than the discarded card. Honestly, kind of fine, but money was like not too tight when we were playing. Unbelievable. Really, really cool. Well done, AMS. Just an absolute treat. I don't know how to go back. Would you like to skip the tutorial? So when we skip, where do we start? Claws racing down your back. I'm bad. This is an option. Did I hit skip the tutorial or not? Like refresh the page. I mean, I'm not sure AMS patched that one. She told me to tell Andre to refresh to start a new game. Okay. Seems like it worked. Topan is a completely different deck. That IMO is way worse for the scenario. I believe that there'll be a new deck. I'm doing a hard refresh. It looks like it's working. We'll skip the tutorial. Yeah, I'm bad again. Babe, no. Okay, cool. So I just want to see where this drops you in. I'm assuming it drops you in just like in the beginning hall. Sick. Okay, that's what you expect. There's music. I'm so upset that I didn't play this with audio the first time. You can't hear it stream. Sorry, it's not routed like that. Whenever you fail a test, you may do 1 damage to an enemy or location. This is I'll have worse, which this is an old Netrunner reference. Jack in, add your strength to your MU for this test. If successful, download additional data from this location. Cool. Kick it down. You got to see Taupe on there. Move to an adjacent location. Then do 3 damage randomly split among enemies. Very digital. Very cool. We have Cleaver. We have Spike. And our deck should be some random cards. A bunch of these look like Taupe cards, and a bunch of them are our cards. I don't know if any of these cards are totally unique because I haven't played Taupe yet. Repurpose is so cool. Torment Nexus. When you install this, do 1 damage to it. When your turn ends, heal 1 damage from it. When this is trash, download 1 data from your current location. Like, genuinely really cool. Really cool cards. If you ask for the scoops, the flower gets really sad. I don't want to make the flower sad. We already had to watch it wilt once, which was sad enough. Credits. Game by AMS. Writing Chord Gang. AMS. Music. Trip Mirror. That's sick. Additional art by Lish and Pycat. Special thanks to NSG Narrative Contacts, Patrick Sklar and Ginevra Martin. NSG Visual Contact, Conrad Banknote Cluck. Art assets used with NSG's permission by Benjamin Giletti, Julio Rocca, Zafania Alanka, and Mega. Those are the 3 identities. Royalty-free images. Playtesters, Mandolin, Lucy, Hello, Riel, Mezzi, and D. That is really cool. It's worth making the flower sad at least once. I mean, okay. I don't want to. I'm bad. No, babe. That's right. All right, let's see how sad the flower gets. Oh, you do? Yeah. Well, you spent a lot of time working on this. Are you sure you don't want to try it? Scoop, please. Okay. I'll try your game, Scoop. You turn off your pad, ignoring the job. You don't need to waste time with such frivolities. The next morning, someone's at your door. They sheepishly introduce themselves as a client of the job you rejected last night. We were really counting on you to show up. The whole building had been prepared and everything. We were all there all night waiting. I was told to give this to you. They hand you a business card and you turn it over to see the latest Anarch killer from the hit card game Netrunner. Also very charming. Very, very funny. This is the canon ending. Ah, bummer. That's very funny. This is sick. Really, 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 really cool. It cannot be understated how great this is. Yeah, the flower survives in the canon ending. That's good to know. Is that Audrey? This is great. I'll link this obviously in the description below. It's definitely worth replaying. Very, very, very cool. All right. I think we're gonna do some news really quickly, and we're actually gonna play some Netrunner, which is kind of hype. It's been a minute. But that's just a great, an absolute great scoop. This came out today. This is very important to know. If you've been tracking for the last couple of weeks, obviously things with tariffs in the United States are pretty ludicrous, and we have, sorry for like the tone shift here, but we've been seeing a whole bunch of like board game companies having to deal with the ramifications of products coming in from China and being tariffed somewhere between starting at 10 to 145, maybe 245. And that's really quite bad. That's really, really quite bad. A couple great board game companies have closed down in the last couple days. Greater Than Games, the people who made Compile and what's it called, Spirit Island, have just shut down as of today, which is horrendous. Really, really quite terrible. And I have no doubt we're going to see more stuff like that coming up in the near future, which is, yeah, Greater Than Games just got dissolved this morning. Big rip. Like, absolutely horrible, and seems largely absurdly senseless the way things are going. Like, it's just so much damage and strife, and for not any apparent reason. It's generally the worst. Notably, obviously, this will affect NSG, and I was very like kind of nervous to see how that will be how what we'll see in response to that, because like if your cards are printed in China and shipped over here, the product margins on board games are obviously pretty small, and then the fact that they have to go through distributors and stuff like that, like the cost chain is like very, very fragile. Now NSG largely does direct sales, which does help a bit, but they do also send things to stores and stores sell them. So obviously being not exactly for profit, having a lot of volunteers is a bit of a different discussion. But NSG dropped this article today from Drew. Drew's fantastic, saying a couple things that you just have to keep in mind. The MSRP price of games will not be impacted, and all existing orders and pre-orders will be fully honored with no adjustments. However, going forward, there'll be a US only tariff surcharge. It's going to be $10 on any product you buy in the US. I'm assuming that's on all products. I'm not sure how that changes. I'm assuming that's on card products. I don't know if tokens and stuff like that hit that. Notably too, that flat rate shipping effective from April 24th, which is the date of elevation, free shipping will no longer be available via our store in all regions. I'm not sure if that means there'll still be free shipping in some regions, but this will be replaced with a flat rate shipping of $8 US to convert regional currency equivalent. Yeah, and classically NSG has done flat shipping, which has seemed like pretty good deal for the consumer, of course. And if this is what, you know, has to be done to make things make sense, like I think people understand that. Obviously, like this game values accessibility, and making the product more expensive is no one's real intent here. And as much as you can print and play, and they do have files for that, just keep that in mind for sure. Update on the EU and UK stores. Our VAT registration process unfortunately still underway. Regardless, we'll be able to open the stores for pre-orders over the coming weeks. Prior to this, all submissions, the pre-order registration form will be entered. At present, we only have card products in stock. When we get tokens in, we'll evaluate the changes need to be made for them. Okay, good to know. Hey, Jerry, Netrunner solo mode confirmed in Arkham? I'm not sure. Maybe NSG will pick it up. What do you think? Pick up, how's it going to describe to you? Pick up Spirit Island? Compile is goated and people love Spirit Island, big rip. And like Compile 2 just announced like a second edition. There's like an expansion that's all like it was on the market for like, it feels like 15 minutes before it sold out. Like a lot of people are going to be chasing down Compile, which sucks. Yeah, I also think that there's going to be issues ongoing in the States. Mind you, the ownership of a lot of like product in NSG obviously changed hands in a really strange way over the last month or so. So getting that back on track and filling like the warehouse of NSG product, that is a thing that NSG has to worry about. And then I'm pretty sure too, Elevation has sold out entirely. There's been 2 shipments, I think, of Elevation, and they seem to be sold out of Elevation. And so I do not know how quickly Elevation will be restocked if you didn't get your pre-order in. Obviously a huge bummer if you're trying to get into the game right now and you just can't get the product. Obviously proxies are still legal, but it looks like it might be a minute before we get physical cards back in the NSG store for like a whole bunch of reasons, not only like the shipping stuff, but also the tariff stuff, right? Like when you order a product and you're expecting to pay, you know, X money to have that product, and then suddenly it can go from one day to the next day. Suddenly your product now costs you 240% more that you have to pay then and there before sale when you pick it up from the dock. Like a lot of people are just going to wait off on print orders for sure. So kind of awful. At present, we will only have card products in stock when we get tokens. Excuse me. Is the flat rate shipping to help pay for the tariff costs? Is your response? No, the shipping charge was the change we were going to need to make regardless. The tariff situation accelerated the need, but was coming regardless. So like other countries pay an extra cost so Americans don't get priced out. Yeah, no, it seems like it's just a thing that might not have been sustainable in the long run. But yeah, this is definitely pushing it forward. I was hoping to try out Compile soon. Nico, I have no doubt if you go to like a Netrunner event, that's the sort of thing people have in a backpack that you'll be able to play. I do think Compile is like a pretty great game. It's also a game that you could probably proxy. It's like only like 50 different unique cards. It's just cards. You don't really need tokens or anything. So it's a game that you can relatively easily proxy if you need to. I have no idea what's going to happen to like that sort of market when, you know, companies go under, but like just what a senseless loss. Those are really great games that don't exist anymore. Oof. Dissolved, yeah, Solomir this afternoon the message came out. Yeah, really, really bad. Anyways, good to know. This could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. Obviously, everybody's like really unsure of how things are going in the board game space. I have no doubt we're going to continue to see a lot of companies kind of fall over or just not be the same as they were like 2 weeks ago. And why? Well, you've been following the situation. You probably know why. It does make a lot of sense. All right, let's play some Netrunner. Sounds like it's a lovely small game. It's exactly what it is. It's a lovely small game, which means, again, if you do want to proxy it, it's not that hard to proxy. We're going to catch up on some Netrunner. It's been a while since we played anything. This was BT Good to Me's deck that were brought to an event in NorCal That's Northern California from my understanding. And BT Good to me, this is a homebrew, and it's just such a wild deck that looking at it when it was the deck list the week like 4 weeks ago, I promised I'd play it, so we're finally getting to it. It is like, I want to say it's kind of an offensive term to say like, shit, I came here for Arkham. Like outsider art. Like I don't want to call it that, but it is like definitely someone's home brew. And I love that idea. And there's a whole bunch of things going on with this deck that are very different than most of the PD decks you see. There's a lot of things I look at this and be like, there's no way that can work. And clearly to some extent things are working. So the short of the long is it's a PD deck. So we have 6 hand size, that's good. And when we score an agenda, we recur a card, that's great. But we're not playing 44 cards, we're playing 49. And I don't think I've ever seen a PD deck play 49. Generally, the consensus is the smaller your deck is, the more consistent it is. And that is largely true. The numbers do hold up pretty well. You have some extra benefits like your the course correction when you flood and stuff like that is a lot stronger in that respect too. It's also a bit more of a toolbox too. Like we have a bunch of interesting 1-ofs and even some cool 2-ofs. And this deck does play corporate hospitality and likes to recur cards. And in the write-up, BT Good to me is talking about like corporate hospitality to play like a red level clearance, which is really cool actually. It's a nice way to get your click back to be able to like install more of the cards that you've drawn with hospitality, because hospitality does draw a lot of cards. We have a singleton greasing the palm. We have a singleton restore, and I think restore is a bit underplayed in a world with Hollowman, but it is gone. Notably too, the agenda suite is very strange. It is the sort of agenda suite that you would kind of see more in the like the MCI austerity ASA group decks that is more 5-3 heavy. So we're on 12 points of 5-3s, and then we have a couple of the 3-2-4-2 package. One of Vitruvius, no Luminal, it's banned. We're only on 2 spin doctors and a 49 card deck, and this deck actually really wants card draw because it's on a Jinja City grid. This is like one of the biggest things that differentiates this deck from every other deck, is that not a lot of people play Jinja City grid unless they're doing some like particular shtick around Jinja. Like Atea is a really good Jinja enjoyer. I don't like Jinja for what it's worth. It's not my favorite card. I think it leads to really uninteresting board states, but Jinja requires 2 things in your deck. It requires card draw, which is nice to have corporate hospitality, and as much as we only have 2 spin doctors, because anytime that you draw cards with click compression, that's ice on the table with click compression with Jinja, which is pretty buck wild, as much as also the trash card on this is strange. But then the weirdest thing that gets me with this deck is 13 ice, which is not a lot of ice even for a 44 card PD deck. Like a lot of the 44 card PD decks that I think I know of are like playing 14 to 15 ice. And this is on 13 ice and 49, and it's playing Jinja. Like I just do not know how to marry these ideas together, but obviously something is working here, so I'm very excited to try this out. We have Surveyor, which is just like a classic ice to play with Jinja. This deck is playing 1 drafter, which like one of the best ice in the entire damn format. We're on 3 Gatekeeper, which makes sense. We're on a Thimble Rig, which makes a bit more sense within context of Surveyor because we can move it around. We're on 3 Brawn. We're not on Ablative. We're not on Hagen, which I think are relatively good. This is kind of wild. Augustus won districts with 1 spin. I believe that because Augustus like doesn't like Spin Doctor that much. And for what it's worth, Spin Doctor and PD, I could see how it's slightly cuttable. Like you have PD's inherent recursion, and that deck really wanted to play viruses. But Spin Doctor in this deck, the ability to quickly draw with Jinja is really good. Like that's the part that surprises me. Is like it's like playing Jackson Howard and Jinja. It's just like such a nice combination of cards. Drawing feels good. It does feel good. It's like the most fun action. Drawing cards is like really, really fun in this game. Didn't know Augustus was based. How did you not know? He's been based for such a long time. Freckles are where Jinja store the souls of their victims. I see Jinja, I sleep. Yeah, I'm not a big Jinja fan, that's for sure. But it's like a very strange shell for a PD deck, and I'm excited to get to the table. Are you going through the new preview cards? No, Jared, we're not going to go through any of the preview cards from the community. If you want to talk about them to be like, hey, did you see this? What do you think? I'll give you like my take on it really quickly, but I don't want to show those cards. I want you to go to their channels and their like blogs and stuff and interact on their spaces. Like, I don't want to be, oh, come to my channel, I'll show you the card so you don't have to read the Surveyor, which is doing yourself a disservice. So if you want to talk about one of them, we can, but I don't have any intentions to go deeper into it than that. I'm new to the game, so I didn't know. Yeah, sure. Daria, did you win any cool tournaments this weekend? Did I get up to anything cool? All right, let's give this a shot. Let's import this. This has been about time. I feel like this might be one of the last Rashidas we ever fire. Import deck. Are people still playing standard? You were home once again? That's good. That's good. That's good. Don't stress yourself out. New game, Corp. I'm in. We haven't played Jnet in like 2.5 weeks. Hopefully I'll remember how it goes. I'm going to mute this because I forget my speakers are plugged in. Can I give you a puzzle, Kat? Yeah, totally. I'd be excited for a puzzle. You might not be able to give me a link, so let me know if you're trying to give me a link, because then you should send it to me on Discord, and then I'll grab it off of Discord. You did give it at the worst possible time, which is right when I'm in lobby for a game, but I'll pull it out after the game. Just if you send me a link, not only will I not see it, I won't see that you tried to give me a link. So it'll be like, why is he ignoring me? Let's do, yeah, there's still like 14 games up. That seems good. Cat about the scoop a card? I'm pretty sure there is a weird scoop going around. That's a bit of a puzzle. Ooh, we got a Hoshiko. If you pick a goat, should you switch doors or stay? You're meant to always switch. You're always meant to switch. Talk about the new shaper bullshit. Nadiri. Is that the console, Jera? I'm not that good with the names. Is that the new console? The 0MU console? Hey. I'll die on this hill. It does not matter to switch doors. It's like mathematically proven that you should switch doors. Unless you want the goat. Goats are actually really cute. All right, we're playing against Good Stuff Hosh. I turn off the stream. Yeah, best of luck. If you pick the goat, you probably should switch. All right, so I don't know what we're meant to do. Mind you, this deck has Vovo, which is also a bit of a niche card. Interesting to see how much play Vovo will see alongside Makota Langrit or instead of Makota Langit. But our opening hand here, this is what the thing is, like, I don't know where our money is in this deck, right? Like, it has no Regolith. We have 3 hedge funds. We have Yodel, but we don't have any money. We have no Tranquility. When you're done with the game, I send it to you on Discord. Okay, thank you, Kat. If I forget after this game, please remind me. I might forget. Like, I do not know financially how we afford this hand. We could do Gatekeeper turn 1 Off-World Office with Vovo, but like, I'm going to mulligan for a Jinja. Yeah, that's fine. The console. Oh, I think the console's weird. It's going to be fun because it lets Dewey fire Dewey stuff. The problem is the card that the console wants to play with is another console. You're going to need Burst Draw. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty slow. I don't know. It does feel a lot like Palace Cafe. This hand looks worse. Yeah, I wouldn't say it doesn't. Algebra fans probably. Why did we mull for Jinja when we have 13 ice? Because the deck wants you to, I'm assuming. This is bad hand. We need to draw an econ card. We could do Jinja and then RLC, but the problem is we have 13 ice. So 13 ice and 49 is like 1 in 4. So the chance of RLC hitting an actual ice is like very, very low. We could have put a Gatekeeper behind Vovo. Yeah, that was probably the play. I do have a tendency to like mulligan a bit aggressively with newer decks that I haven't played just to see what more hands look like because we didn't fishbowl. But the other hand was definitely better than this, but doesn't mean that the other hand was a keepable hand. I'm not actually sure. So we could install Jinja, then RLC. I think that's pretty bad. Suffering the not playing YDL tax. I think there's only 2 YDLs in 49, which is like, I don't think we should play around that. Could draw first, you hit nothing, install it with RLC. Yeah, but I want the Jinja rezzed for the RLC. I'm going to try and make a play. Yeah, that was the expected result. And it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Now we can't even hedge fund. What have we done? That was the worst possible turn. I think RLCing for that was like, oh, I forgot we drew first click. Oh, that was the worst possible turn that we could have done. Great. Oh, we only have 2 spin doctors. I shouldn't have thrown that into archives. I was going to like be cool about this because Daria is definitely running HQ this turn. Come on. Okay. Not even dealing with the Jinja because deck doesn't have a lot of eyes. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, do we hospitality back for the red level? I think we do. No ice? Yeah, that makes sense. Choose a card to add to HQ, RLC. I feel like the Jinja was not the game plan we should have pursued on turn 1. So we can play this. Install a non-agenda, gain a click. So we can do Rashida into Brawn. You could have host the Ikwa, no spin required. Yeah, I don't want to though. I definitely don't want to. We'll do that. I'd rather go for this than the off-world office. It's just like Daria doesn't have a good reason to run archives. So I think that's fine. Oh, there's a Banhar on the table. I forgot about that. Okay, this play's a bit worse. We can't res that. Banhar though, I Didn't see the banner. They changed the background of Jnet. I don't think I realized that. The last time Pat was here, we were playing Hand in Mind. They changed the background. I don't know if they changed it to this, considering a lot of people are going to be confused who these characters are, but I think they might change it again in Elevation. I'm not sure. Surveyor, actually sick. Okay, we're back in it. We're so back in. So this looks like a defensive upgrade. We can res one of these ice. Oh, with Banhar, that's actually really quite bad. If Daria just runs here. Oh, that's fine. Nice. So here we will have to Holloman to get an ice on R&D. Holloman's an interesting choice for PD. It's pretty cool. It's a good card. Monty Hall run event, run a remote, successful expose a card on the root of that server. You may choose to breach the server, another remote server. A sneak or Zeta energy. So if we res and fire this at 6, we save the clicks. I'm just going to do it. So we can get a card back. The problem is we need ice R&D. Getting the Rashida back makes some sense. I have no interest in getting the Iqua. We could get the hedge fund. Gatekeeper on R&D is like a bit cursed. Seamless recur Iqua jam. We lose to Stargate. Like our deck has a lot of 3-pointers. I don't know if we're excited about that. Like it's probably a Rashida jam. We could score the Iqua, but like I don't want to score the Iqua. It's a Brickua. Like I don't want to spend that much credits to get nothing besides points. Like if anything, it's either the Rashida and we jam, we leave R&D open. We know the top of the R&D is a virus. I think we will do that. The problem is like if Daria finds an agenda, puts in archives and runs archives, we lose. So we get RLC to break lock and install the gatekeeper. That's funny. Yeah, F it. It was only 2 credits. Yeah, if we double seamless it. What card did he touch? That Hoshiko stayed flipped. Oh, he ran HQ, right? I wonder if he should have flipped out because of Hoshiko. We draw 2 cards, we break lock, we have an unknown. I'm fine with that. If this fires 2, he does know that this is a gatekeeper. He might not face check it. He might face check with Banhar. But this will also fix our problem here. This is Banhar. We just need to get this to fire only once. Okay, hit a boomerang, that's good. We don't lose, which is good. Restore is another way we can get the agenda back. Do we even want to break lock with Stargate on the table? It doesn't matter that much. It's just a virus. It's not like fantastic, but we also need a win. It would be 2 new cards because we drew 1. He sees 1. Okay, Hoshiko flips. So he trashed the... What did he trash? Trash the MIC. Okay, so we have a couple options. We can restore the Iqua. We can push the off-world office. The problem is we don't have credits, and Hoshiko can run this. We'd have to res 2 ice for that to be really good, which we can't afford to do. So I think we have to bait out. We can restore the Iqua, and then click 2 will be on 7. Daria has enough credits with the daily casts, let alone without, to click through the Brawn, or just take 3 damage. Yeah, we have a money problem here. We could restore for Rashida. Yeah, we just don't have money. We just have a money problem. Yeah, things don't look good. What's on top of the deck? Drafter. Draw for money. Well, we know the next card's Drafter. And drawing for money in this deck doesn't seem massively consistent. So we could draw for, we could restore for Rashida, we could restore for Ice, but that's all our money. I think we restore for Rashida. So I think we just do credit restore for Rashida. See what happens. Don't love it. We'll see if Daria focuses more on R&D. Pinel? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not good for us, but like, it's not gonna be. We need 11 credits for the server. That's the problem with Banhar. What's our cheapest ice? Like Thimblerig? A lot of ice is pretty expensive. Cool. Price into moshing. 7 cards. Mimic on the table. Hoshiko flipped. I feel like Daria's doing a lot more per click than we are. Drafter, do we want to put on server 1? That means we can res both of these for 8? Yeah, I think we will. Things are happening on the runner side of the table? Yeah, it's like doing Hoshiko stuff. Yeah, Meteor Daria is not again. Do we lose? We lose. Good game. Yeah, that was not great. I did not feel consistent PD. I think this remote rush wasn't the play. Obviously, we threw out the risk, which like I wasn't expecting Stargate. I know Not Again is playing Stargate. Thanks for the game. Flood gaming. Yeah, we flooded like not horribly. The 6 points on the top of the deck is not good for us. I guess that is a bit of a flood. There's like no agendas in the rest of the deck. There's one Ikwa, one Vitruvius, and like holy shit. Yeah, there's like 2 agendas in the next many cards. Good luck having fun the rest of the way. Thank you, Gyro. Yeah, that's weird. I have no idea how this deck wants me to play it. Right? Like, are we meant to do this push? Are we meant to bunker down essentials? I think you probably have to get good. Like, I'm not sure exactly what we're meant to do. I think throwing out the Ikko was a bit of a gamble. And I feel like in a world without 3 spin doctors is probably not a gamble we should have took. He won in New Jersey and won here. Can't stop winning. No, even before that, he won an event the weekend before, if I'm not mistaken. No ice Jinja push turn 1 was sus. Yeah, I was hoping to get ice story. And the deck doesn't have a lot of ice. It only has 13 ice. But like I don't think we had a lot to do in centrals. I feel like this is the problem I have is any turn where I'm not like putting something in the remote server and pushing the game forward feels like I'm not doing enough compared to what you can do. Which I think was largely true. I think if the Stargate bricks were actually okay because we scored the off-world office and then we can pull back the Ikwa. Right? Like next turn, if you don't push this and challenge us to res, we score out the off-world office, we grab the Ikwa, we put in the remote server, and I think we actually have a chance. So we just have to hope Stargate held for a bit. Because I'm not sure how you're running a Surveyor. I know you're on Boomerang, but you lost one. We'll do one more, and then Cat will do the puzzle. It's not a good send-off for this deck. I struggle to use RLC in a tempo way that makes sense. Spin Doctor bad people where think they start flooding. The thing with 3-pointers is like when you flood, you can flood bad because 3-pointers are really hard to deal with. You can't score them out. Just lets it go. Yo, DECKLISTS going. Hey. It's a very simple puzzle. Oh, okay, never mind. Is this the 1000 games PD? It is. How's it going, by the way, Wanagon? It's good to hear you on Daily Cast. I like the sand, it's fine. Deck of the week dodged again, SMH yelling at Cloud. Daria, I don't want to play Clearinghouse Ag Confusion. I will get to it, but I have to play like a Lifelines, then I have to play Ghost Mates, and then you're the last in line. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. All right, you're probably playing a good stuff flat. Drafter Thimblerick for Centrals is totally fine. We'll keep this hand. Hopefully we get some economy. I'm just having fun with statistics. Oh. I think you can do better than this hand. I think we're going to continue to say that and then draw a worse hand. That is the best hand we could ask for. Okay, what's our remote server? That was the best top deck. We have to beg Brian to play something other than this to meet up. Why? Brian is killing you with this. Why would you have to? Can Lat deal with a Magnet on turn 1? No. Would I rather have a Thimble Rig on turn 1? Maybe. Yeah, probably. What are we worried about on R&D? Illumination? Trick Shot? Other cards I made up? We could also just put the Mana Garment there, which I think is where it's going to go, and say Centrals are open. A lot of our points are Ikawas, so like R&D is relatively hard to interact with on turn 1. You should play Eternal World Tree Woo, like the 3rd top deck of the week. I want to play Eternal World Tree Woo in paper. I want to sleeve up the 200 card deck. HQ Drafter for Burner. Lat usually doesn't play Burner. And even if this hand gets Burnered, I'm not too upset. But Burner's like relatively rare in Lat decks because it doesn't interact well with Lat. This looks like it's Pawn Shop. Ooh, Cleaver, nice. I don't know where the art went. We'll find it. Oh, okay, at least we got our Spin Doctor. So we're on 5 credits. We can do... We have a money problem. We just have a money problem. I feel like the money between card is not a good average of card to money ratio. By the time he plays not against deck again, he'll be buried deep under the rotation. So yeah. Oh no, Elevation came out. See me back playing a 400 deck, counting your backing cards? Yeah, well, I feel like you get away with not having opaque sleeves. Because if anybody thinks you're like marking your 200 card deck, it's like pretty absurd. All right, so do we want to push the off-world on this turn? It's relatively safe. We could do Spin Doctor first to draw. I think we do Spin Doctor off-world and we just put a Surveyor there. Not you. We'll leave R&D open. If a Conduit comes down, don't worry, we have one virus. So excited for Elevation. There's a couple things you can do that I haven't seen anyone talking about after the cards are spoiled. That is like such an ominous and open like invitation. What do you mean things you can do? Ooh, Parisha, okay. Or is the Spinny? You can trash the Spinny if you want. I know that it's free, but actually sometimes it's wrong to trash it. Because now we can bring this thing back with the ablatives that we're not playing, but with the PD we are playing. Like it's sometimes straight up wrong to trash it, even if it's free. Top deck seamless? How? Ow. All right, well, I guess we don't make a real play. We drawn about 50% of our ice. Yeah, so the Jinja will be good. We're on 7 credits. Might not be enough to res all this ice. But I think probably like Surveyor, Managram, Bankrupt is enough. We have drawn a lot of our ice. Yeah, we drawn 7 of 13. What's Hate Bear? Hate Bear is this archetype from old Magic that is like meant to be very rude. So classically, the Hate Bear Netrunner decks were like Wizard with a Count Siphon. Ice Destruction too, yeah. I played a lot of Hate Bear. I think the last time I played Hate Bear, I lost in the finals of Canadian Nationals. We didn't have to score that there. We will. Hard times for PD. I think I actually like the Rashida better. We'll manage our hand. We'll discard some cards here. Magnet's not bad, but this deck is on Buzzsaw, so I don't love it. Gatekeeper's a bit better for that reason. Like the Jinja's probably the worst card here. There's like no shot Haver Fun checks Archives if we throw out an Ikoa, but I'll just keep the Ikoa. The deck is on Cleaver, so Brawn is going to require a bit of work. So we'll keep it. Unfortunately, the Jinja's I think the worst card. Wizard making your life hellish? It's Wizard interacting with your credit pool. Doesn't that sound good? Right now, we just look like Reg PD and our opponent hasn't done anything to slow us down. No, Heifer Fun is setting up. I do think a lot of the lab players who play this, like Aesop's Pawn Shop, like this is the Bridgman list, are a bit too slow to interact. But now it looks like it won't be the case. Boitata, you break this for 3. It's a good ice to have there. At least the choices here aren't very obvious. We'll definitely give the sure gamble. I'm 200% Baz pilled and we'll play the Craven Blinders on immediately. I'm super Baz pilled. I'm worried that Baz is going to be like an absolute pain in the ass to play against. Breakdown of the World is hate cards. Playing cards that generally don't let your opponent play the game they want to. And bears mean usually stuck to a 2/2 body. Oh, cool. Should have thrown an Ikoa? Yeah, maybe. Okay, we have 2 and 34 YDLs. I feel like we've made HQ sufficiently annoying. Oh, Haver hit the Ikoa and didn't steal. I didn't realize that. Yeah, he only had 1 credit. That's nice. That's really cool. I like that. I'm so glad we're getting a sexy Hauled Man Crim card to replace Steve. The issue is now, with the new Elevation set, I have to figure out how I can get clothing commissioned. Because if I don't either have Baz's jacket or Topan's jacket, I'm going to be upset. But like, I have no horse in that game. I don't know how to get a jacket made. Real Baz, Ed Hours, who? Sorry, Steven? Baz is the Gabriel reprint artistically, I think. He's got a metal arm. He's off to run HQ and fuck your shit up. Volvo is epic. Vovo Ozzetti. Knees weak, arms are heavy. Christine, his mug. This guy, he's ready. 4 credits. No overclock. Baz's jacket looks great. The Zafania did a really great job. Oh, really cool thing. I was shouted out that one of the artists on one of the backs of the cards Mia Sergeyev. We looked up her name and we couldn't find anything in Netrunner DB. I believe either we whiffed it or it's been updated. But Mia actually has done a lot of art for Netrunner. This was shouted on the last daily cast. But since working for FFG, Mia transitioned, so a lot of their art is credited on cards in the FFG with a different name. But it's all been updated on Netrunner DB, which is super, super sick. Very, very cool. Actually, Mia has done a lot of fantastic art. That was shouted out. Cool. Well, I want to score one of these more than the other. Corporate Hospitality have too many cards in hand. Sorry, the art's not loading. I can't make that do better. Stop worrying about jackets and get better at jacking in. So we can do advance. I think we just need to get money here. But what do we do? Corporate Hospitality for a Spin Doctor? I mean, I guess. Well, that's fun. Yeah, this fixes her hand too, which is fun. So we'll throw out the Petruvius and Ikoa, and now we'll use it. Probably. Jackets are to Krim while putting your feet on desks to Wayland? Yeah. But Topon has also, Topon is like great jacket game. Magdalene also has fantastic cloth game. Winning the game is overrated. The problem is we do not have the finances to win the game. Oh, this deck's on Hush, actually. That's going to cook us. What does Boitata break a 4-strength Surveyor for? A lot. Seeing how many times you can make the runner score the same during a game is pretty great. It's free. Right? Oh, now the Prisha's gone. Your move? Yeah, fair. So if we res Vovo Surveyor, we're down 4. Yeah, I think we can do everything here. Vovo feels really good. I'll do anything I'm told. Simply Spinto. Sheesh, it's a 4-strength Surveyor. You got a Boitata there, Haver. Just go cut that down for 3 credits. Red hot stuff. Or like, hush it. There's a lot of ways you make this bad for me. Most excited about Magdalene. Love her playing as evil manipulative girl boss. I do like that Magdalene is like not a great shaper. Like, I don't know if we've had that sort of like kind of, yeah, I don't think you're the hero you think you are a shaper ever. But if I'm forgetting one and you'd be like, you're forgetting this horrible character, I'm sorry if that's the case. All right. I feel like we're in a good spot. 2 clicks means there's a chance that Haver can beef this. Thimble Rig. Sick. So if you want to SMC for Buzzsaw, you are gonna be credit perfect. But then our upgrades all have some text. Usually Krim or Anarch are the bad people. Yeah, Krim are almost always the bad people. Anarchs are like sometimes the bad people. Shaper have never been the bad people. Unless I'm forgetting someone. Like, who are the Shapers, right? Like, 2 of them are kids. Kind of. One of them is like a disgraced professor who's framed. Like, that's good. Nasir is just kind of a guy. Patrick described Mag as a megalomaniac, which is very Shaper. Yeah, I like that a lot. The pride being like a big part of Shaper, why we run, is like very, very cool to me. Pride's very interesting. Smoke is like fine. Smoke is doing pirate radio, which is pretty sympathetic. Obsessed megalomaniacal visionary is a great bad shaper. Yeah, I totally agree. Smoke is a gamer and that's bad. I don't know. I think Smoke is just a really cool character. Pyro Radio is a really cool theme. Archives. So we could leave our Ikwa in there, but like we're not gonna. YDL one time. Ah, that's fine. Being a gamer is Anarch actually. Yeah, very Anarch, really. Gamers suck. Cat, I'm over here. Who's been playing Blueprints? Because I'm embarrassed about it. Christ on a bike. Still draw, can't draw YDL at turn start? Yeah, well, double hedge fund's actually pretty good for us. Smoker Rain are the FFG characters I most like to cosplay. I feel like almost every character from Elevation is like cosplay gold. Someone say Blueprints. Blueprints is so good. Trenzer, how's it going? So I'll be honest. I almost gave up on Blueprints. I played it for like 2 hours. I found it to be really boring and inconsistent. And then people I talked to, like I was talking to Paul, Snare Bears are really into it. And I was like, okay, I'll play more of it. But like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm going on these terrible runs. The drafting feels like a bad board game. I'm picking up coins in one room and then the church happens to me. Like I should just leave the coins and backtrack. I'm spending so much time backtracking. I'm gonna have to cosplay T400 memory diamond. And then I kept playing Blueprints. I'm 9 hours and I'm like, wait, this is incredible. So that's the less we say, the better you should know. But it's honestly very, very, very good. Please do a Blueprint sprint on Crash Space. Oh, maybe I can. The issue is Aurora is I would recommend you not to watch Blueprints. And also I'd recommend you to start at the beginning. And I'm neither of those. I am not at the beginning and I'm 9 hours in. So even like my loading screen gives you like information, unfortunately. We will do a Crash Space stream tomorrow afternoon. I'm pretty sure it'll be Marvel Champions as it is for a bit. Yeah, maybe we should. I don't know. It's been a while since we played a video game. This is the most cooked Ico I've ever seen. We'll score it one day. Yeah, do it up. Do it up. I totally get that. It was not immediately compelling as everything everyone is associating with, but I had the exact same arc you had. Yeah, I almost walked away from it. I was like, nah, I'm spending so much time doing nothing. Like I spent an hour and I got nothing from it. Excel's kind of a loser. Excel's sad. I wouldn't say sad as a loser, but I think Exile lost his partner and he's just trying to like figure it out, I think. Like motivation, I think kind of signifies that. I'm about where you were at 2 hours right now, but I feel like I can see the fun over the hill. Yeah, there's fun. Outer Wilds truly goated. Outer Wilds is truly goated, but Outer Wilds, like the first, like, I feel like Outer Wilds was funner quicker, but Outer Wilds is great. Professor's unethical as he has tricked many people into attempting to play the Professor. Yo, come on. Professor's fun. It does. Yeah, it does. It totally does. Wonder what Maggie is going to be up to. Outer Wilds is a great example where I was hooked from minute one. Yeah, but I don't like flying the spacecraft. I found that to be a bit difficult. Yes! No shot, we're spin doctoring. We're doing YDL advance. You see, that was a hedge fund. It was sick. Are moving the Brown or forcing the SMC? No, we were good here. It's Aqua into Surveyor Thimble Rig. We could have actually swapped the Brawn. We probably should have swapped the Brawn in hindsight. I would say we definitely should have swapped the Brawn. Well, actually, maybe not, because this is a 5 credit break. If we swap Surveyor into Brawn, all the Haver has to do is pull out the turbine. And then this breaks for a bit less. It's about the same. Yes, for hedge fund? Yeah, but it felt good. We did a synergy card. Our synergy card popped off. Owner hours is nub? Sorry, Daniel. I feel bad for making fun of him. Steven, you picked like a very sympathetic character and you just dunked on him. You think you see a guy in a dumpster and you think like, what a loser. No, he's a sad guy. Look at him. He got a picture of his partner. This art is very strange. I'm not sure. It's a very different art style than what we've seen, but One Man World actually did a lot of stuff. Whoa. Good stuff too. Oh yeah, it's the same art style as Voter Intimidation. That's sick. I feel like we're in an okay spot here. Playing the DLC for Outer Wilds was terrifying because I was already so freaking tense on playing the base game. Oh, I hadn't played that. Ooh, it's going to be close on credits. I think the read is easily this is an Ikoa. Haver has not enough money. Not last click? Yeah, I think Haver is still short. Swap Thimble Rig. I actually like this ice server a fair bit. We need another ice here because survey will hit a breakpoint. Yeah, that's a bummer. I feel like the read on this server being an Ikwa is pretty high. So I do think you need to deal with Managarm Ikwa. Can't believe they use the art on Voter Intimidation, not an offer you can't refuse. Offer you can't refuse is a really good art too, though. It's like the kind of noir poker game, if I'm not mistaken. I think that also has really good art. Got him. I didn't get to the DLC of Outer Wilds. Envy testing. We might have a scoring window. Conduit in the bin? That's okay. That comes back with a thing. Do we just score this out or we top deck a seamless launch like winners? I mean, we could just score that out. Then we can get back a YDL. Yeah. Nothing beats hedge fund. All right. I like Surveyor and their mode server. It'll be 6 strength to 6 strength. That's fine. I'm going to throw out the Spin Doctor and a Gatekeeper. Common ready, Bobo Azzetti, waiting on R&D where our agendas lay. I don't have anything that rhymes. I panicked. Don't you wish you're playing poetry right now? Yeah, honestly, with this hand, yes. I'd be totally fine. Is poetry install a card in the root or just install a card? Non-agenda. You can install ice with poetry, right? Like you can just do Asa. Poetry would have been a lot better there. Outer Wilds DLC is incredible and haunting and spooky and the best. Highly recommend. What about if I hadn't played Outer Wilds in like 5 years and I don't remember a lot of it? You can do ice? Okay, that's kind of sick. It's just install. You do not pay costs. It can't be an agenda, right? Or is only the second one, the steel, not an agenda? Also, shout out to Accent Aigu. The Métropole Grid accent is now in a Netrunner card. It's totally its own thing. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, we have a problem here. I don't understand this deck at all. No, I don't either. I'm glad that everyone's out there doing their own thing and it's working for them. I don't get it, but I'm also probably like, this is the difference, right? Like, with all due respect to me and to you, we're playing this the way that I want to play a PD deck. And it's probably not the way we should be playing this. Like, clearly there's something different going on behind the scenes, and we should respect that. YDL Rashida remote? I'm thinking like Surveyor. I'm worried about Hush. Conduit will be fine. Like, I want to win the game. Like 3 in 25 seamless, 1 in 8 chance. Like, I was going to do YDL Surveyor Offworld and just not worry about Rashida. What meta does this answer? NorCal. NorCal meta, Daria. It's in the decklist title. It came in first in Swiss. For what it's worth, also, a lot of people's decks that they stick to, they're like they're not like metacognizant. It's like, do you think Bushi plays Atea because it's good into the meta, or do you think that Bushi plays Atea because Bushi's been playing a lot of Atea? Maybe if Atea was garbage in the meta, Bushi wouldn't play it, but you know what I mean? Like Kevin plays Atea because Kevin plays Atea, and Kevin enjoys Atea. Like, you don't gotta worry about it too much. Where Regolith, click Regolith. All right, we'll just try and top deck a. I think MIC is maybe a bit better here. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just spread our problems out slightly. Move Vovo? Nah. Are you talking a lot of shit for a guy who doesn't play Sure Gamble and Hosh? Wait, for real? Uh-oh. Our opponent may challenge remote. That's fine. Haver can tab 2 points. 2 points would suit Haver well. There is a Turbine. Now with the Turbine, I actually do think their Surveyor would have been better. Because it would have been bigger. There would be 2 6-strength Surveyors. Yeah, that would actually have been better. Because Buzzsaw MIC is 2 credits. Which this would have been a bit less. Unfortunately, we have to commit to it. Yeah, I feel like this would be better. I've been playing the game, the same deck for each faction since I started playing Netrunner. The meta revolves around me. No, for real, like Duckland, that's how it works sometimes. It's like one day it will be your day, unless your deck is like, you know, GameNet or something that nobody thinks will do anything. But you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you just have to be the right person at the right time. The right place. The right deck. So bankrupt when we res this. Can't believe Kyle said resources. I don't know what context that is. Wait, what do you mean? At Worlds? Bushi? Sometimes I can win with gems and sometimes, yeah, me too. It's fun. Well, Boytata breaks us for 3 credits. I feel like we might have gone too slow. The mic res doesn't do anything. We aren't putting Ikwa on the remote server? Well, it costs 2 credits, doesn't it? Like, Haver Funnily has so much money. Sad Quetzal noises. Like, there's a Quetzal decklist of the week. Like, people are enjoying Quetzal. GameNet meta is coming in a week. Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of scared about the meta. Pretty scared about the potential meta there on the Corp side. We're playing full assets or playing full glacier. Nothing in the middle. Full assets, full glacier. Nothing in the middle. We haven't seen enough elevation cards, but just watch out. I feel like so far everything we've seen has been at full assets or Frozen Glacier. Yeah, breaking this for one's pretty good, I think. Next meta week is Skunk Void Seamless PD. No, it's Skunk Void Seamless Poetry. What are you talking about? What do we think about the new Aesops? It's going to be dependent on whether Shapers can run. My guess is no. I think it's also a good reason to play Hyper Glacier and then have their whole engine fall apart. You don't think Bangan's in the middle? Oh, Bangan is doing its own thing, but Bangan's very unique. You can have a creative commission for sure. For sure. Run last click. Swap Thimby. Actually, yeah, probably. No, only if we're gonna win. Haver has to run this every turn. I would consider restoring here for a Managarm. Yeah. It leaves us on 4 credits, which is enough to res Bran. Yeah, fine. Common ready. I'm going to just leave 8 entire new decks because everything I've liked so far is rotating. Any advice for treating paper cuts? Wear gloves, like nice gloves. Have a like a first aid kit. Polysporin. I have to build like, what is it, 7 decks? Because when patch shows up on Thursday, I want to have, we basically split the IDs in half. Oh, Harry, this is a fun thing. So obviously there's 14 IDs. And so what I said to Patrick is like, I'll build half of them, you build half of them. And then when we show up on Thursday and maybe Friday, we'll, you know, have them. And so we had a dib system. So there was 1 or 2 that, you know, Pat took priority on and I didn't. Out of every single, you know, ID pair, which 7 do you think I took? If someone nails all 7, I'll be like very, very impressed. But out of the 14, which 7 do you think was like my killer pick? I don't know if you all know my style. I just try to play bootleg ace out of PD Poetry. I think a lot of people will, Nika. I think that's going to be like pretty hot. We saw a really good ace style support card today. And the code gates a lot in HP is very important. Steve. Not an option, Daniel. Viet, Oko, Phoenix, Poetry, both Crims. They're one of each. They're one of each. It's not 7 different IDs. It's 7 different IDs, but 7 different factions. So there's no both. Both is not going to land. This server is really hard to deal with. I wonder if Haver is just going to like pivot Conduit. It's like we're weak to pivot Conduit. Baz for sure. Yeah, for sure. Not only because I really want to play Baz, but Pat really wants to play Muslihat. I didn't get Bangan. I would have picked Bangan. I was happier to pick Bangan, but Pat's like, I want to take Bangan. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. I'm fine with Vicky, but I would have picked Bangan first for sure. If I had my dibs. That was one that I think that is the one that I'm least happy with, the one of the 2 I've got. Baz, Auko, Topan, Dewey, Leo, Nebula, Zwicky. Well, that's pretty close. Looks like the entire list of IDs still isn't up on NB yet. Oh, it should be soon. I picked Phoenix. I'm actually stoked for Phoenix. Really, really stoked for Phoenix. I picked Baz. I got Dewey. I would have picked Meg, but I think Dewey's also like a harder deck build. So I think I'm probably okay with that. I think it's a trickier deck build. But I think I would have picked Maggie if I had first dibs. Then I don't even know which Shinteki I got. I'm pretty sure I got Enchant. I think Pat really wanted, what's it called? And Pat's been on record saying that Nebula is one of the strongest IDs in the whole set. So like he clearly got Nebula and I got Synapse. But I honestly picked Synapse so I didn't have to play against it. That was the reason I picked Synapse. I'm like, I'm picking Synapse so I don't have to play against it. Which I think is kind of the play. Yeah, I think Phoenix is going to be sick. I think Phoenix is going to be really fun. No shot Andre's playing Dewey. Yeah, I'm playing Dewey. And like for as tricky as Dewey is, I think it's going to be good Shaper bullshit fun. Like it's going to be fun Shaper nonsense. And like, we're definitely going to see more cards that make Dewey make more sense. Because I think Dewey makes no sense in like the card pool we've seen as of a week ago. But like every day Dewey's making more and more sense. Subtle Patrick deck building jab? I mean, it's a sort of deck where if you build it bad, it goes really bad really quickly. Picking Synapse to Torment Jai? I think there's only so many IDs. It's an actually interesting 1v1 series format. The hate draft of Synapse is something I do too. Yeah, I just don't want to play against it. I have no interest in playing against it. Going for Parisha instead of Coalescence. Simulchip? We could have won. I honestly think it's wrong to res the Jinja. Because we have all our surveyors, and like this, it's more important to play around a Managarm. Wait, we have a Managarm. Don't worry about that. Ice doesn't really matter. Choose a swap with Thimby? No. You didn't draw any ice. Surprise! You don't think Illumination, the console, and Knickknack make Dewey make sense? No, I'd rather play Lat. I just think Lat is less work and better payoff, more consistent payoff than Dewey. But we just don't know. How often can you run? Can you run 3 times a turn? Because then there's a reason. I don't think you can run 3 times a turn. Mag is a Spike Shaper? Yeah, I think Mag is also like... yeah, I mean... the deck doesn't have a lot of it. You're not running twice a turn just to be Hoshigo, but much harder. Yeah, I don't think you are. Draw 2. I wish this deck was smaller so I could get the seamlesses. Did not draw any ice. So what are we doing here? We can gain a click, which we don't need. No, we should gain a click, because with the click we can do Hedge Fund, Surveyor, Off-World Office, Hope. Why shouldn't I have a click? Yeah. Why shouldn't I have a click? Gatekeeper is 4 to break. Surveyor is going to be... this will be 3 strength, maybe 5 strength. If it's 5 strength, this is broken for 3. Gatekeeper, if it's... yeah, this is fine. This we res for 5. Otherwise, we res it for 3. We can leave R&D open. R&D has a lot of points in it. Fine. You can't score the off-world office. We'll top deck a seamless. That's why we're leaving R&D open, so that every agenda is stolen and just leaves us seamlesses. Changeling, how's it going? Want to try all the draw IDs? Moosely Hot, Dewey. Moosely Hot's looking better and better every day. Like since we saw Moosely Hot, we saw like 2 really, really good staple 3 of criminal cards. Flickering Dewey consistently seems super difficult. The thing with Dewey that's really difficult is like the timing on Knickknack is really rough, right? Like Knickknack is only good on one side of Dewey on the first run turn. Like it looks like such a headache. And obviously the more we play it, the more that will like shortcut it to make sense. But like you need to be on the, I think the digital side of Dewey, and then you need to trash the card to make a successful run and empty your MU, right? Like it honestly, the synergy is like kind of hard. I'm so down on transfer. I love Continental. Yeah, I'm really excited the way that the new account siphon worked out, because it's like half account siphon, but also half Hot Pursuit, and like those are both very cool cards. And having both of them be very playable is sick. If you run every crim and neutral run event, you're allowed to draw 1 card per turn to play Big Hat. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're actually in a pretty good spot. Oh, you're down on it. Like you don't like it? That's weird. I think it's really quite good. Oh, there's the Hush. Yeah, that's going to be a problem for us. I'm still reeling from Dirty Laundry, make a crim card now from Clean Gateway. I like it. Like it lines up with what Null Signal Games wants to do, which is like make the identities have their own strengths and push the game away from neutral staples and more into like spending your influence and using factions. Top deck off-world office 1 time. I mean, seamless launch 1 time. Yeah, you can get your card draw. Yeah, no action. Very playable is an overstatement, IMO. I think it's very playable. Well, we'll see how bad the tag is. I think if we have nicer tag removal. Swap Thimby. Yeah, you did not draw. Okay, hold on. We can still off-world off. We'll draw a seamless launch with this. This is basically a seamless launch. Hold on. This will also be a seamless launch. Holy shit, those are bad. Those are so bad. Okay, so we don't have a seamless launch. That's good to know. Haver Fund's on 15 credits. We don't have a remote server. We have no win con. How many seamlesses left in RD3? All right, we'll just be cool. I'm not going to grease because I want cards in hand. Be cool. YDL first. Before we install cards, yeah. I don't know if I did it bad. Yeah, we're yo, pick one. How's it going? We're just getting YDL value. Yeah, we're just juicing. We're juicing. Yeah, YDL'd first, right? Hey, 7, by the way. There's 3 seamlesses in 13, so good chance. Shouldn't you have moved Vovo? No, we're trying to sell that this is not an agenda. Ah, fuck. We're really trying to sell that this wasn't an agenda. It didn't work out. And now moving Vovo would have been really good. We're so cooked? Yeah, we lose here. Well, actually, MIC Iqua might do something. But yeah, we needed to sell that this wasn't an agenda, so I didn't want to move the Vovo over. Pretty not good for us. RLC is going to be in So Nice and Wiki, I think. Sell it to the Scary Skull. RLC is like really good in most of the identities. Rejoice. Corporations or Rejoice executives, right? All right, Surveyor for 1. This does cost real credits, like, don't get me wrong. The manogram has to go down, right? Yeah. Feature will be vegan bangan, which is like retributioning. Just making them feel bad about having a tag. Tempo bangan. This is the real question. I mean, it's Jinja. Oh, man. If Haver trashed that would have been so fun. Got to risk 100%. I don't think you trashed this Jinja. We just never install an agenda face up. I do like the idea that you can't agenda. And I think, okay, we lose here 1 out of 5 times. Installing your face down eminent, like, kind of makes some sense. Backroom machinations. You forget that card exists. Does it remove a tag? Jinja Virtual Tour. It's functionally what it says. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. All right, I don't get this deck. It feels like a really inconsistent PD deck. Thanks for the game, eh? Feels really inconsistent. Like, we can't make plays because we don't know what we're drawing into. Now, it feels like adding 5 cards shouldn't make it that wildly inconsistent, but I think PD plays so smoothly that, like, you do actually feel it. Hey, cheers. The Iqua is totally safe there again as a click and 2 credits. This going is huge for PD. I don't know what you do for the 5-3 slot. Maybe we'll see if a new 5-3. But, like, our seamlesses are actually, yeah, pretty far down. So the best we can do is just hope our ice is good, and I don't think that is going to be good. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what to think of IP enforcement. Me neither. I feel like there's some worry that you can do, like, you know, absolute tag quagmire, a tagmire if you mind. But I feel like it seems relatively balanced. I think the new 5-3, the new the one on backroom deals that they showed with it's really funny with IP enforcement. Yeah, I am too far north of NorCal. That is true. We're very, very NorCal. We are incredibly north of Cal. I think we jammed the off on the wrong turn. If it was Rashida, we would have won. Maybe. If we topped like a seamless, we could have won. I don't remember the turn that well. I feel like when it comes down to whether the Renner ran or not, if we jammed the right thing or the wrong thing, like a lot of that is a bit, unfortunately, you know, you could argue very quickly that it becomes results oriented because you don't know what your opponent's going to do, but you can a lot of times read what your opponent should have been doing on that turn or what you expected them to do. You can steal 4-2 with hollow. Yeah, if we can never advance with the hollow, we can like push it from there. Okay, Kat, send me a math question. What corp ID is this based on 2024 Jnet data? Kat, are you still here? What is this? What corp ID is this based on 2024 Jnet data? What the heck? Glad to have caught the end of the stream. Yeah, just about. We're going to end this one a bit early because my partner needs to wake up early tomorrow and otherwise I will keep her awake. I got this from Kat and I don't know why. Okay. So welcome to some strange numbers. I'm doing my homework. Okay. What is this, Kat? Kat sent this and they said, what corp ID is this based off of 2024 Jnet data? This is the corp. It wins 40% of the time when it wins on agenda, 30% because of flatline, 27% because of concession. But if the runner wins, it's mostly for agendas. The corp sometimes concedes. That's a high concession rate. Decked almost never. Jchinyu also 1%. Yeah, my guess is PE. This is PE as heck. I don't understand who would have a better concession. I don't think you get flatlines out of Reality Plus. This has to be PE. That's like an absurd concessions. 1% assassination gang. It's really hard to assassinate PE because you just lose wantonly cards. NEH? Holy crap, it's NEH. In context. Oh my god. Wait, is this your stats or global stats? Because NEH does make a lot of sense. I'm just surprised NEH is killing that often. Like, how far have we strayed from God in 2024? Like, are we really killing people in 1/3 of the games in NEH? We're not just like bouncing stuff? This is global for 2024? Oh god. If it was re-edge spikes, agenda would be like 0%. But like Asmari actually does have some pretty noisy data. Fear. 2024 includes table carnage? I mean, technically, yeah, I guess. People can't knife NEH. That's really surprising. But I do think the knife percentage is just really low on Jnet in general. Like, I don't think people actually play Jinja. I don't know why people concede 27% times against NEH. Like, the game is over relatively quickly. Do people really not like assets that much? Okay, so Cat sent another one, and they sent this one as well. It's a bonus puzzle. Same idea, right? Agenda 50% of the time, flatline 28%, concede 22, super deep portal. I think we found the outfit deck. I hope it's outfit. If it's not outfit and it has a super deep borehole stat, that is hilarious. Oh my god, super deep borehole on 0.03% of a win? It's not outfit. Okay, that makes sense. Kat, can you tell us what the win rate on super deep borehole is for outfit? This is Ag Infusion? 29% flat line lane on Ag Infusion is high. Lower than average Jchinyu rate makes sense. Sub 1%. Decked sub 1%. Nah. Earth Station? I don't think you'd flatline 29% Earth Station. It's not a bad guess. Who concedes against Op? Like, this has to be Grinder. Is Mari? Op has a 1.3% borehole win rate in outfit. 1.3% is actually better than I thought it'd be. I don't have a good idea what this is. Super deep borehole is like, what, 4 influence? Is anyone who's ever won a single game with borehole outside of outfit speak up? You're the only one. Yeah. BTL? Yeah, I would say BTL. I think BTL is actually a pretty good guess. I got Jchinyu as BTL though. Those numbers seem suspiciously low. Yeah, BTL is a pretty good guess, I think. It's 5 influence. Oh my god. Might be counting the res to win bug. It's Nuvang. There's that many Nuvang games on 2024 that we can go the decimals can go that deep. I guess that actually doesn't mean anything. The rounding gets really strange. That's wild. Super deep borehole Nuvang, I guess. I mean, you play assets or whatever. That's super wild. I have no idea. I don't know why 21% of people are conceding against Nuvang. Maybe there's a Nuvang player. Maybe that's just like 21% of Nuvang games are conceded by the corporation, which like I've been there. Nuvang does not make more sense. I don't understand 21% concession rate. What's the average concession rate as a corporation? Yeah, decimals do go pretty deep. I said that. I was like, yeah, you just hit a weird divide and then the decimals go on forever. Like 0.333 repeating forever is already 1 in 3. Yeah, I want to see PE. This is wild. Concede because borehole went down. When concede goes up, borehole goes down. 1 sec. Okay, Kat. I need to call the stream really quickly. So, Kat, if you get the number, but otherwise, I told my partner we shut this down early. We're already a bit late. I want to give a huge thank you to all these names here and more that support the Métropole Grid here on Patreon so we can hang out and do the sort of stuff that we do. We're going to be streaming for a whole week next week. We're going to be doing some table play. We have some spoilers coming up on Monday. It's obviously very hype. So thanks to all these names and more. Our Daily Cast patrons, their names don't appear here, unfortunately, but it lets the channel do the thing that it's doing. So if you want to support the channel, first you can find a link to Patreon. If you also want to take a second to like the video, like the stream, that helps a lot. We did have a new Daily Cast patron. I just don't want to get the name wrong. Matt Bruner. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for dropping by. Don't ask me to do anything fast. It's okay, Kat. We can talk about it maybe then on Tuesday. So don't worry about it. I know you're doing your homework and stuff. I'm literally using this to learn how to do data processing in Python. Oh, super sick. Thank you, Mr. Good. Thanks, Andre. Thanks so much for hanging out. Again, make sure you're tuned in to community spoiler stuff. Huge shout out to AMS and all the team, but people are doing fantastic spoiler stuff. It doesn't have to be a whole Arkham game on the web client, but people are just putting their time in to be really excited, whether it's like a blog post, a live stream, a video. There's always great stuff going on behind the scenes. And you can check that stuff out. It's really, really quite good. Again, Monday morning, we'll have some scoops this weekend. Again, Daily Cast continues. There's spoilers all weekend. I think tomorrow is like the Archivist and the Lotus Field, I think it's called. They have 2 spoilers. You can find more information on Null Single Games' website. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow, I believe, in the afternoon, usually around 2:32 on the Crash Space. If you want to dive in, we generally play either a video game or Marvel Champions. We try and make it as accessible as possible. So if you don't know this card game, it'll make sense to you. That's what we usually do. And with that, we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Enjoy your spoilers. Bye.